Hey, happy Monday, everybody. What up, what up? It is December 11th, 2023, and we are back. Hope you all had a great weekend. Today, guys, we're going to pick up where we left off Friday and have the remainder of the open discussion, open panel. We didn't really get to cover Delphi on that. I had it listed as Delphi and Idaho. We were pretty much all Idaho, so it's all about Delphi today, and anything new, anything at all that anybody wants to discuss in this situation. Once again, I'm really trying to get everybody's thoughts on this, so hoping to see a lot of people joining me today to talk about this. Let's get this show on the road. Here we go. What up, what up? Welcome back, everybody. Happy Monday to you. Once again, like I said, I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Hope everybody's doing great. Had a great start to your day so far. It is wonderful to be back with you guys. As always, guys, it's cold here. Hope everybody's doing great today. Thank you all for joining me once again. Like I said, guys, we are going to continue on with what we were covering Friday. We ran an open panel, open discussion of supposed to be about Idaho and Delphi. We only got to cover the Idaho case, so we are back. And it's all about Delphi today, guys. All about Delphi. There's never enough time in the day to talk about everything that goes on with this case. A couple of little new things maybe to throw out there. And just really, I'm really wanting to hear everybody's thoughts on this. I haven't gotten a lot of that from you guys, and I really want to hear your guys' thoughts and your opinions and just what you guys feel about this. I've heard some people, but that's what we're doing, guys. If we can, I appreciate it. So let's see who we got here with us today. Thank you guys so much for joining us again. CL is in the house. Welcome back. Iris Hewlett, great to see you. Annie Ruler, welcome to you. Always a pleasure. Doodlebug in the house. What's going on? J-Lit, welcome back to you. My buddy Eddie, what's going on, brother? One Made Nut in the house. The awesome Salty Sleuth. Always happy to have you here for this. What's going on? Miss Brandy B, the OG, welcome back to you. Rachel Smith, top of the morning to you, my dear. Thank you for joining us. Looks like, excuse me, the amazing Wisdom Speaks. What's going on, Miss Sherry? Thank you for being here today. Always appreciate you. Always appreciate you. My brother Mikey, what's going on, brother? Good to have you here. Sleuthy Goosey's in the house today, guys. Welcome back, Sleuthy. Always happy to have you here. Tomboy Chorm, welcome back to you. Thank you for joining us today. Nat Cat, welcome back. Great to have you here. Josie West, welcome back as well. Come on in, guys. Go grab a chair if you will. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to you all, wherever you are. Hope it's good for you because it's good for me to be here with you guys, as always. Much love to you all. I appreciate you so very much. Thank you for that, Doodle. I appreciate you. Again, guys, those links are out there. It's definitely not something that is expected, but most definitely appreciated, and I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Come on in, guys. Grab your coffee, tea, whatever it may be. Please come on in here. Sit down. Have a conversation about me. There's a lot to talk about with Delphi. Yes, I know I'm a cornball. It's okay. Excuse me. Let's do this thing today, guys. Looks like we got 31 people in here so far with 19 likes. You know what I'm going to say? I always say it, guys. We got to get this in that damn algorithm. Please hit that like button and leave a little bit of DNA on your way in the door. I really appreciate that. More than you know, and so does YouTube, because you know how they work, folks. So very much. Tea today with lemon. I should be drinking that myself to get rid of this crud. Swear to God, you guys, the whole planet is sick. Everybody's sick. And it's the same type of stuff. Crazy, crazy, guys. Crazy, crazy. So if you're sick, please take care of yourselves. And if you're not, do some stuff to try to make sure you don't get sick, folks. Steven, the reseller for you. What's going on? Good to see you, DJ Smokey. Good to see you too. Eat up on the vitamin C, guys. Gotta eat it. Gotta eat it. The zinc, all the good stuff. I'm telling you right now, we got to do these things to keep ourselves healthy if we can. Yes, honey is the best way to do it. Honey and lemon. Honey's a real honey, and cinnamon is something I take. I take a teaspoon of that a day. That does help a little bit from what I understand. If you don't have that, blackstrap molasses is supposed to be good for you too. You never know. Deborah Thompson, welcome back to you. Good to see you. Come on in, guys. Go grab a chair. Share this out, guys, please. Let everybody know what we're doing today. Tell them to come on by and join us, if you will. Josie West, D3 guy. That's definitely a helpful one too. Summer, welcome back to you. Great to see all the meatballs here jumping in the sauce with me today, so we can spill some of this sauce. Like I always say, we don't spill tea in here. We spill the sauce. Local honey. Oh yeah, that's what we use here, Salty. We use the homemade stuff. It is it's actually really good too. I would prefer that. Definitely prefer that over any store-bought stuff. We use a lot of it too. This is absolute 100% pure and local, homemade, and it is what my favorite is. Raw, absolutely, Sherry. Raw stuff, good stuff. And again, I'm enjoying an amazing cup of that. Coffee's really good, guys. From the podcasters, the coffee company, Coffee and Crime, I believe. I got one of my amazing moderators hooked me up with them, I guess, signed me up for them to send me some coffee. Pretty good, folks. I enjoy it. Definitely enjoy it. Oh yeah, it's everywhere. My mother has it. I've been talking to people in the UK that have this stuff, guys. It's everywhere. I said the whole world is sick. Yeah, chewing on that wax. Come on in, everybody. Please, please grab a seat. Get comfortable. And I hope this is a good day. I hope today's a good day and we can get some people to talk about this. There's a couple things that were sent to me. Good golly, Miss Molly's in the house. What's going on, Molly girl? Good to see ya. Is Miss Bonnie here? I haven't seen her yet. see somebody saying something to her. Tomboy Charm, good to see you. Jackie Young, welcome back to you. It is good coffee, Josie. It really is. For those of you that aren't familiar with it, see here. Here we go. Here we go. The box got a little bit shredded in the mail when it came, but Criminal Coffee Co. Company, of course. Rogue Roast. That's the name of the brand. And of course, you got to have the K-Cups, guys. That's my thing. Pretty good stuff, guys. I don't know what the the level of the roast is, or the coffee itself. It's good. Look into it, guys, if you will, please. Let me show you real quick here. Let me see if I can show it to you guys. Hold on a minute here. So this is just one of their shorts, just to show you guys who it is.
Coffee company delivery came today, and I am so excited. It totally exceeded my expectations. Check this out. It is a blend of my love of true crime with my ultimate love, the love of my life, which is coffee. Check out these graphics on the coffee bags. We've got the undercover roast, and then we've got the rogue roast. And then my favorite of all, the alias blend. Look at this. It's not just coffee. It's so much more than that. And it comes with a personalized letter signed by Stephanie Harlow and Derek Levasseur, two of the best names in true crime. Thank you guys so much for this very special gift.
I got the same
love
thing.
it. I cannot wait to
They're
dig
pretty
right
awesome.
in and have my first cup.
It is pretty awesome, guys, and I do love it. Oh my God, absolutely. No lie, Sleuthy. You got to try it. I'm telling you, it's good. And I can't say I didn't either until I got it in the mail. Miss Zelda in here, one of my mods, I guess, signed me up for it, and I just received it in the mail. And I do love me coffee, okay? I don't want to say I'm a connoisseur of coffee, but I drink so much of it that, you know, when you drink a lot, you know what's good, what's not. This stuff, I'm telling you, like I said, I got the Rogue Roast, the red one. It's good. I wouldn't mind trying the other ones. I'm not one to drink the real super strong stuff. That's my wife. But it's good stuff, folks, and you should try it out if you get a chance. Please do. And if nothing else, jump on over there, subscribe to them, show them some love. And, you know, that's the way I can show the appreciation. Yes, she is. Zelda is an amazing person. But it's good stuff. It really is. I am super, super impressed with it. Come on in, everybody. Charisma, welcome. Good to see you, J-Lit. Hey, what's going on? Let me see. SRB, good afternoon to you. Yes, it is. That's exactly who it belongs to. Good stuff, guys. Great stuff. And actually, I checked out a couple of their shows on they've got pretty good podcasts, guys. Check it out. Seriously. I don't think you'll be disappointed at all. At all. Oh, yeah. Same here, Salt. Same here. People are like, somebody else was just asking me, what's up, John Boy? Good to see you today, bud. Somebody was asking me the other night. I did a really late live stream. It was till like 5 in the morning because I went late at night and we just kept talking and talking. So I think I had a cup about 2:30 in the morning. They're like, you're never going to sleep. It don't work that way on me, folks. I could drink a whole box of coffee in a day and I will still pass out at night when it's time because I don't sleep right. And I'm chronic ADHD. Okay, so the coffee does a whole different thing to me than what it's supposed to. And there we go. As always, CR gifting that membership. Thank you so much for that, CR. I do appreciate you very much. And it looks like Miss Summer got that membership. That's awesome. Congrats, Summer. And thank you, CR, for that. I appreciate you so very much. Welcome to the meatballs, Summer. If you already weren't, I don't know. I have to double go back and check here, but I don't think Summer was. But if you were, welcome back once again. Oh yeah, the ADHD is real here, folks. If you haven't noticed yet, it's real. Absolutely. It's great to have you here again. Thank you for being part of this community and now this family, and you are appreciated. And once again, always CR, always so gracious and always doing that kind of stuff here. We do appreciate you, CR, very, very much. Copy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't. Yeah. See, same thing. I kind of go, I think it's because of the ADHD from what I understand. We had a doctor one time because you guys know my son, Caden, is chronic ADHD and he's on the spectrum and very high functioning. It's obvious because you guys have interacted and seen him. Welcome, Dakota Parker. Good to see you and happy Monday to you. We had a doctor, one of his doctors one time told us to give him like a can of Mountain Dew or a cup of coffee. And my wife and I were both like, because with the rest of our kids, a couple of them were kind of like me too, but not bad. He's got it bad because my wife and I both have it. You know what I mean? So we were like, you sure about that, doc? You know, he's like, no, it'll do the exact opposite of what you think it's going to do. And I'm like, I don't know. He was right. We gave him a can of Mountain Dew. And he, of course, he was stupid excited. He was probably about 10 years old. And dumped it in a glass with ice. It was gone, like within minutes. And the kid literally kind of calmed down compared to what he was. You know, I was like, wow, interesting. I learned something new that day. I agree, Tomboy. Yep, same here. Same here. Yeah, it's supposed to be a stimulant, right? And I think it levels us out, you guys. I think it does. I think it levels us out. Awesome. Yeah, that's kind of what we did too, Sherry, is we'd give him a cup of coffee every morning before school. It leveled him off. He wasn't so high strung, you know. That's the other reason why I drink it, Brandy, because of my asthma, stuff like that. So yeah. Non-sugar, sugar-free Red Bull. I've heard that too. Yeah, same thing. The Red Bull, though, I can't drink it. It doesn't. Ugh, I don't like it. Never did. 61 peeps with 33 likes. Come on in, guys. Let's get this thing rolling here. What is coffee not good for? I can't find it. You tell me. It'll help you go to the bathroom if you have problems. That's one thing. I'm not saying I have that issue. I'm just saying it's one thing. It helps you with your, open up your lungs if you're having any kind of respiratory issues. It'll slow you down if you're too high strung. People have trouble sleeping. I've heard it helps put them to sleep. All that fun stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it just tastes amazing. And the smell in the morning, it's like, remember them commercials when we were younger, Maxwell House or Folgers or whatever. Michael 007, wonderful to see you, my friend. It's been a while. Welcome back. Great to see you. Yeah, it's those commercials where people are sound asleep. I think it was Folgers maybe on the weekends. I remember watching these commercials and they crack open the can of coffee and somebody's eye opens. Then they start brewing it. The other eye opens and people are wide awake. I'm telling you, it actually works. It does. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Absolutely. God, I love it. What is that there? Somebody just said. CR said she made her hubby a coffee bar. I got one of those here too. Kinda. Right there around the corner there in the dining room. It's I'll have to take a picture and show you. But I got my new Keurig that my wife got me for my birthday, of course, because I was going through withdrawal. You know, I was making coffee like a caveman in a pot on the stove. Then I would dump the. Well, you guys saw that picture thing I ended up buying to brew it like that. You know, it was ridiculous. But and the only reason why is because I had so many K cups. My wife had just gotten a deal on them at Ollie's, and she got at that time 2 of those big boxes of, I think it was 48 K cups for $20, and we were just like, woof, you know. So yeah, good stuff. Come on in, everybody, get a seat, if you will. Well, you know what? I've had 3 of them. The last one I had was a Primo water machine that somebody gave us because she just didn't like the way it worked. And it's one of those, if you can see behind me straight back, it's probably hard, but we have because we have well water, we get the 5-gallon bottles of water and then the water cooler type thing. Well, somebody gave us a water cooler that has boiling hot water, the cold water, and in the middle, it had a spot to make coffee with K cups. Okay. And I was just like, damn, that's awesome. You know? So what I did realize though, is on my, my Keurig, because we have well water, if you don't use that water and you use the well water, your filters in there will clog up immediately because it filters it so well. And I would pull those out and they were covered in like orange, like rusty shit. It was gross. Because there's so much iron in the water from the well. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I've never even seen a Ninja coffee maker. My wife has one of those Ninja mixer blender things. I didn't know they made coffee makers. 8 years, Jaylet. That's good. See, I use mine so much that Hamilton Beach Flex Brew. Never heard of that one. Evie Marie, welcome to you. Good to see you today. Come on in, everybody, guys. Please hit that like button on your way in the door. Like I said. Yeah, 8 years. If it lasted that long, you must not drink a lot of coffee. That's why I think mine breaks so quick, because I drink so much. And my wife does too, but she's more of a like an iced coffee person. She loves iced coffee, period. She makes her own. Hard water, gotcha. Absolutely. Come on in, everybody, please. Find a seat. Jenny Phillips, welcome back to you. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us today. A dual brew. My son was telling one of my Juniper's dad was telling me, Kelly Mack, welcome back to you. Good to see you today. He was trying to get us to get, because he comes over and he drinks coffee too. This thing is a big, it's like $250, but you can make regular coffee on one side, but then it makes this like a cafe or something like that. He told me it's real strong, which is not my thing. That's him and his mom's thing. So, and I'm like, yeah, no, all I want is a damn Keurig to make my coffee and be happy with. That's all. Elbow, what's up? Welcome back. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us today. Slithy says, love iced coffee. When making your own, the trick is to refrigerate the coffee, not pour it in. That's right. Same thing my wife told me. Well, I got this thing, Sleuthy. It's about that big. Got a handle on it. And it's got the inside, it screws on to the lid. And it's like a filter, but it's a cone about that big around. And you put the coffee down inside that. You put it into the little pitcher. Okay. You fill the pitcher with the hot water and you let it brew. And then as you're letting it brew, you stick it in your refrigerator or the freezer. My wife does it. And then you take it out, put ice in that, and pour it out, or however she does that part of it. But it ended up, that's actually pretty good. I don't mind iced coffee, but I like the heat because of my lungs. So, you know. I'm sorry to hear that, Miss Wisdom. Couldn't go without it. You gotta end up doing it like I do if you like coffee. And then we got people like Mama Bear that doesn't like coffee. What? Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what, the coffee press stuff, it's actually pretty good. And I'll tell you another cup of coffee I would never turn away is my grandmother had the good old fashioned percolator. Remember those? Little metal thing with the handle. It plugs in, it's electric, and it percolates the coffee. That's a good cup of coffee too, folks. To be honest with you. Thank you very much for that, Miss Sherry. Guys, if you will, please like, subscribe, share this, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Because I would not be happy if you missed anything. Yeah, the percolator makes good coffee. I'm sorry. I don't know if anybody's ever had it from one of those, but if you haven't, you got to try it out. Noni McPoppin's in the house. What's going on, ma'am? Good to see you today. Thank you for joining us today. Please hit that like button on the door if you can. Uh-oh, somebody's getting puppies. Mountain Man in the house. What's going on, my brother? Good to see you today. Hope you had a great weekend. Yeah. Boiling and straining your coffee. That's what I was doing, Mountain Man, before my Keurig got replaced. And we got Molly over here singing songs to us. Don't want to miss a thing. Karma Police in the house. What's going on? Everybody better behave now. Thank you for joining us today, Karma. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you guys. Again, guys, I hope you guys had an awesome weekend. Oh, yeah. That one, my mother-in-law, before she lived with us years ago, she had the bun, the big one, and it was like plugged in and hardwired to her water from her sink, so it was just constantly filling. You know what I mean? It always stayed full of water, and that does make good coffee, big time. No worries, SRB. Be careful out there. We'll be here. I have a percolator. Keep it for backup. One of my coffee makers. We drink so much coffee, we go through a coffee maker a year. You know, I'm close to that too, Noni. Maybe every couple years. Life, love, and true crime. Welcome back. Good to see you. Good to have you here. Annie Ruler. We have well water in Cabo, a coffee maker. Every 9 months, we'll switch waters, have bottle. Yeah, that's what I've learned. And on this coffee maker, or the Keurig that I have, I'm not using the well water on it. Unless it's like absolute and I run out of the bottled water, I will always use the bottled water on it, and it makes it last a lot longer. Yes. That's why I said making coffee like a caveman feels so in prison using a sock to make coffee-ish. I agree with you. I was using, before I got my little filter system worked out. Hey, Lisa and Cannoli, good to see you. Thank you for joining us today. I would boil it on the stove in a little pot. I would get this cup because it's my favorite. If you guys never see me with another one. Okay. And I'd open up one of the K-cups. One of these, and I would open this up. I'd take a paper towel and I would put it on top of this and rubber band it to the top. This is so ridiculous, you guys. Push it down so that it had enough room. Dump the coffee into the paper towel. And then I would very slowly dump the hot water over top of that and strain it through. I know this sounds so primitive. It's ridiculous. And it didn't taste like it was fully filtered to me. It was just not, it was really watery, to be honest with you. That was what I was doing when I didn't have a K-cup, and it took some time. And we got spoiled with this, you know, You pop this thing in, push the lid down, push the button, you got coffee within seconds. That took me a minute because you got to get the water hot. You got to do this. You got to do that and all that. The whole rubber band thing with the paper towel. Then you got to make sure that you don't overdo it. Hopefully you got good paper towels because the water will break the paper towel. How about them Browns is right. Go dog pound. That's right. Any Steelers fans, I'm sorry to hear. Nope, we did not hear from Gina, Annie. We sure did it. She probably fell asleep, guys. I just bought THC infused caramel coffee, so oh my God. Really? That's interesting. I've never even heard of that. You let us know how that works out for you, Salty, please. We got 71 peeps in here. 46 likes, guys. Come on. You can do it. Even if you don't like me, pretend to for today if you can. I was being nice, Miss Molly. I wasn't being mean. I said for them Steelers fans, I'm so sorry about the Thursday game. I feel bad. You guys need a new coach. I'll tell you that. That's my opinion. But you should have won. That team that they played, no. They played the Patriots, and they're just nope. Cowboys, I just don't like them. I didn't even pay attention. I was happy my Browns won after the past 2 games before that, so that's all I could say. She'll be needing the toilet seat belt. That's funny. That's too funny for me. All right, guys, come on down. We got 69 people now. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Excuse me. All right. So, oh, Lord. Yep. All right, guys, 1 second here. Broncos pulled off another win. 1 game behind KC now. Awesome. All right. Let's get this thing moving here. I know you guys are tired of hearing me ramble on about everything else. I just enjoy talking to you guys. That's all. All right, there's that there. Give me a second, guys. All right, guys. There's a link pinned in the chat. All right, and that's going to be for anybody that wants to join us today. I got a couple of things we're going to look at real quick, just because Salty sent me something I thought was kind of interesting. It's not much, and you can kind of make your own decision on what you think of it, but and then we're going to get started on having our open discussion about this. And guys, please, if we can, I'd really like to stick to Delphi if we can. And everybody, as I always say, please make sure that you use common sense, a little bit of logic if you can, and be respectful when we talk about these things, like I always say, which I know you guys do. Are you taking off, Salty? Is that what that means? Or are you just saying, hey? There you go, Doodle. And thank you very much, Salty, very much. All right, guys, let me get this yanked up here real quick. I don't know how many of you guys follow Michelle After Dark. She put some stuff out, and Salty threw it my way. It's interesting. It is very interesting, to say the least. So, like I said, you can make of it what you will as we look at this. I'm going to review this first. Okay, I see you there. I want to review this first, and then, like I said, we'll get into the whole open discussion and all that good stuff here. I know you do, Molly. I knew. I just didn't know if too many other people were followed Michelle. Guys, one moment here. I'm sorry. My son's home today because they had a lot of you guys were here with me in the Discord when I got the call. There was a Russian terrorist group that sent an email to my son's school saying that they were going to do something. It was a bomb threat, unfortunately. And so the school, of course, they brought in the police, fire department, bomb squad, and all that stuff. They went through the school over the weekend and cleared everything, but they gave the kids the option to stay home or the parents to keep them home, which I would have done it anyway, just because. And so he's home today, and I just wanted to give them an extra day or so to make sure everything is good. This stuff's getting crazy, guys. They need to leave our kids alone. They want to do this and do that with this stuff. That's fine. Leave the kids alone. Leave them out of it. Leave the schools alone. Kind of bugged me a little bit, So enough is a damn enough already with this stuff. For sure. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Sleuth. It just, I had already decided. Of course, he would stay like, I'm staying home. I said, I bet you are. But, it would have been that way anyway. There it is. There it is. Thank you, Sherry. Guys, if you haven't checked out Michelle, there's her link. She does do some good stuff. I really do. I've watched her for a long time. And interesting, make your decision. Christine Alaska, welcome to you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they've been everywhere, guys. They're doing it all over the place. And they said that they believed it was open, like a fraudulent, scamming type scenario. I don't care. I'm not, with the way things are today and have been being, I'm not taking any kind of chances like that, just better safe than sorry. And I don't, it's sad. I don't want to keep him home. He's 17 years old. And one of the things his doctor said with his issues is that he needs social interaction with kids his age. That's why he's not homeschooled. But, there's times when my wife and I regret it, like this. Oh, no worries, Jayla. It's not your fault. Not your fault at all. And the one guy that they showed on the news that they had that they were a person of interest, I guess you could say, was he looked like he was in high school, So I don't know. But anyway, let's get this part going here. Again, like I said, this is Michelle After Dark. I thought this was interesting. I figured you guys would think this is interesting. We'll go through this, and then we will get going with our open discussion, guys. Again, thank you guys for joining me today. 76 peeps in here, guys. Please hit that like button. Let's get this up as high as we can to get this out in the algorithm. Let's do this. Let me know if there's any audio issues or anything, folks.
It is Monday morning, the 11th of December, and I am sticking with the Delphi case again today. I had a day off Delphi yesterday. I didn't watch any Delphi content at all because I need waiting for the Supreme Court of Indiana to do something, anything with the writs of mandamus and prohibition that, that will decide what goes on next in the Delphi case. So there's not a lot going on. However, this morning I was looking around for something to watch and I came across a video by Zavgirl, and I haven't watched Zavgirl since the Gannon Stoke autopsy photos fiasco. I unsubscribed from her then, and I've been watching her for ages, since Chris Watts, and I unsubscribed. But this video, the title of it took my interest. Enhanced audio of Bridge Guy, and she's done a really good job here. I'm going to leave a link to this in the description box, so if you choose not to watch, that's fine. Honestly, this is very interesting. The guys down the hill that we all know, she's been able to improve the audio by splitting the tracks, and I'm not going to pretend that I understand anything to do with audio at all. I know that certain audio files are better than others, like MP3. I know that MP3 files are kind of reduced in audio, like the quality of the audio, and WAV files are better. That's my sum total of knowledge of audio files. But she split the tracks and she's able to get clearer audio. So she took the audio files directly from the Indiana State Police website. She split the tracks for each of them. There's 3 versions, MP3,
I absolutely agree,
and another one. The WAV file's the best quality.
And I just want to say this real quick. I feel the same way Sleuthy does about manipulation. When anything is messed with, I get nervous because I want everything we look at and talk about to be 100% factual and real. When somebody says they manipulated something, it makes me nervous because I don't know what to take from it. You know what I'm saying? It makes it harder to trust it, if you know what I mean by that. So we'll take this for what it is. You know, of course, we're going to talk about it and we'll get everybody's opinions on it, but we'll just have to see. Just have to see.
So I've just snipped, literally, guys down the hill. What she's trying to do is listen to the sounds between guys and down the hill, and it does sound like someone intakes breath, and there's, you know, what's that sound? I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in guys down the hill because now we've got an advanced audio, and it will reduce a little bit. It's reduced a little bit with Zavgirl playing it from her computer to the world. It will reduce a little bit me copying it, and it will reduce a little bit me playing it to you. Okay, but it is what it is. But it's way better audio quality than we've ever heard before. Certainly that I've ever heard before. If anybody's done this before, I haven't seen it. So I recently, over on my other channel, Michelle Walks, did a voice comparison between Richard Allen, Brad Holder, Ron Logan, and Patrick Westphal with the Down the Hill. I'm going to do it again. Also, I've got Elvis Fields as well. And I can't remember whose channel I got this from because it's no longer on his Facebook that I can see. But somebody nabbed it and I can't remember who I got this from. So I'm sorry, I can't credit you because I got it ages ago. Anyway, that's what we're going to do in this video. What's Noodle barking at? He just spends his whole day barking. Like, you see.
And she's got a lot of stuff, guys, on Delphi. She's been following it pretty closely, so hopefully, you know, you'll be able to trust it, I guess you can say.
It's in the windowsill downstairs. He holds court. There's nothing there, right? There's nothing there. Maybe a cat. The rest of this video is going to be a recreation of this. Richard Allen, Ron Logan, Brad Holder, Patrick Westphal, and Elvis Fields with the upgraded guys down the hill. Let's go. Oh, before we do, though, let me remind you of Cold Case Christmas. We now got 10 episodes. Last night was Daniel Hart.
Sorry, real quick. This is a creator from another channel called Michelle After Dark, Michael. We did have the link in here in chat. If you want to check her out afterwards, go over, show some love, subscribe. She's got a lot on the Delphi case, and she covers, you know, a lot of other cases as well. She does pretty good stuff, guys. You wouldn't be disappointed whatsoever. So absolutely, my friend.
Guys, tonight is Rodrigo Falcon. I've been meaning to do his case for ages. It's bizarre. Bizarre disappearance of a young man in Aviemore in Scotland. Tomorrow will be Dylan Ealer from Truro in Canada. And then after that, it will be what you guys, the members of this channel, chose. There's 12 episodes based on what you guys chose. All right, we're definitely going this time. Let's go.
There's the word show coming up. There's the word show coming up. There's the word show coming up.
Guys. Yeah. Guys. Yeah. Guys. Yeah.
There's the word show coming up. There's the word show coming up. There's the word show coming up.
Guys. Yeah. Guys. Yeah.
Now I'm going to slow it down for you guys. Sorry, I had it spelled up. I didn't mean to do that. And see what you guys think. Let's go down to about here. See what happens.
Yeah. Guys. Yeah.
You think I'm the murderer because our brain is out, right?
For those of you that don't know, that's Brad Holder. Okay. When you've heard people say BH, that's him. That is Brad Holder, folks.
Well, how about this? Does that trigger you?
Guys. Yeah. Guys. Yeah. Guys. Yeah.
You think I'm the murderer because our brain is out, right? Well, how about this? Does that trigger you?
Guys. Yeah. Guys. Yeah. Guys. Yeah.
And I didn't get home till approximately 6:30 in the evening, and then the neighbors stopped to ask for information.
Guys.
I definitely don't think it sounds like Ron Logan to me. The other two now, I don't know.
Yeah. Guys. Yeah. Guys. Yeah.
And I didn't get home till approximately 6:30 in the evening, and then the neighbors stopped to ask for information.
Guys. Yeah. Guys. Yeah. Guys. Yeah.
There ain't nothing wrong with posture. All Europeans started off this way. Most of all of them. They didn't convert to Christianity till it slaughtered its way out of the Middle East into Europe.
Guys. Yeah. Guys. Yeah. Guys. Yeah.
There ain't nothing wrong with posture. All Europeans started off this way. Most of all of them. They didn't convert to Christianity till it slaughtered its way out of the Middle East into Europe.
Guys. Yeah. Guys. Yeah. Guys. Yeah.
A rain on your head. Oh well, I'll smack your mama. A rain on your head. Oh well, I'll smack your mama.
Guys. Yeah. Guys. Yeah. Guys. Yeah.
A rain on your head. Oh well, I'll smack your mama. A rain on your head. Oh well, I'll smack your mama.
Guys. Yeah. Guys. Yeah. Guys.
What do you think? No, I don't have a clue either. I don't know. And
You think I'm the murderer because I'm wearing this hat, right? Well, how about this hat? This hat trigger you?
Me personally, you guys, I'm getting a bit of the same, maybe from Brad Holder, but I definitely don't think it's Ron Logan. That's my opinion. If we go, this guy, Patrick Westfall, maybe a little bit.
They didn't convert to Christianity until it slaughtered its way out of the Middle East into Europe.
But I, out of all of these, personally, me, I think Brad Holder is the closest one to it. The Richard Allen, I had a file of his voice, and I cannot find it. Head and Pat, yeah, like I said, Westfall and Holder to me are the only two closest, I think. That's just me. That doesn't mean that's what it is, you guys. You guys have your own minds and this and that. We're going to talk about it. Okay. It's interesting. I guess this initially came through Zap Girl, and that's where Michelle got that from. So let's give credit where credit's due. Zap did it first, so on and so forth. So thank you for that. A lot of people are saying that, and that's what I want to talk about today, guys. I want all of this to be talked about. You know what I mean? Yeah, I agree. That part right there, the guy's part, is off to me a little bit. But we do know, hey, MIA, welcome, that audio was messed with a little bit. That's where my issue is. I don't know what it is. You know, we don't know for sure. That's the problem. Good. Sleuthy says down the hill sounds like Pat. That's what I was saying too. But Brad Holder, to me, I hear that little tinge of his voice in with some of that. If I had a lengthier version, if we could get more out of that clip, it would be probably better. You know, more words spoken, so on and so forth. So give it to you guys one more time.
There ain't nothing wrong with posture. All Europeans started off this way. Most of all of them.
You think I'm the murderer because I'm wearing this hat, right? Well, how about this hat? This hat trigger you?
I'm trying to listen for like a platform, a baseline of specific words, but we don't get that many words off of the guys down the hill thing. So you can't match words up with it. That's the problem. They say it's 43 seconds and this speaking is at the end per the prosecutor, right? Yeah. I'd like to get the rest of it. Honestly, Sleuth, I'd love to get the whole clip. Obviously. Elbow says 2 different clips, 2 different guys' voices. Very, very possible. Very possible. Okay. And they got to prove to me it's the voice of the man walking behind them versus someone who was already on the south end of the bridge. Good point. Very good point. Very good point. And that's what we're going to talk about. So come on down, guys. Somebody jump up here. I'm lonely. Join me up here so we can start talking about this stuff, because that's what I want to do today. I want to hear everybody's thoughts and opinions. Welcome, Susan Seidel. Good to see you. Brian Hoffman, what's going on, my friend? Good to have you here today. Molly asks, do we know it wasn't spliced audio? I don't. I actually think it is. Me personally. That doesn't mean it is. That's just my thought on it. Welcome, Jenny Phillips. That Brad guy looks net. Well, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, Brian, we were just listening to some audio that was put out that's been not manipulated. I'm sorry. Cleared up a little bit more. Excuse me, folks. That's all. Oh, you're getting there, buddy. I know. All right, so we can go back to that if we want to hear it again after the fact for sure. Let's see something here. All right. We got 57 likes with 73 people, guys. Let's see if we can make that a little bit better, please, if you will. Walt Harris in the house. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Happy holidays to you, my friend. And that link is posted in the chat, guys. If anybody wants to grab that link and jump up here with me, please do. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta grab something. Be right back. All right. Here we go. Very possible. Okay, thank you, Molly. I will check into that here shortly. All right, guys. Who's going to join me first? Don't leave me hanging up here, guys. Don't leave me hanging. Come on. Let's hear it. Don't be nervous. Don't be camera shy. You don't have to put your faces up here, just your voices. I really want to hear from you guys today. I really do. And it doesn't have to be just about what we just watched. It can be about anything with this case, guys. Come on up. A lot of people are saying that too, Eddie, and have been, that they believe that audio clip itself was spliced together with multiple people. I don't know, fact-wise, I don't know if it's true, but it does, in some senses, sound like it could be. You know what I mean? It's okay, Brian. No apologies. Not everybody knows everything about this case. I'm trying to work on that. I'm trying to get you guys all the info on this. We have been for a couple weeks now trying to get you guys up to par with it, for sure. They have solid alibis. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Yes. Thank you guys all for joining us. But Eddie, please do. That is definitely something I want to talk about too. Please do. Is anybody else going to be jumping up here? Eddie, are you interested? in talking about this today, my friend? Do you have anything that you'd like to put onto it, or no? I know you're more invested in the other side of things with the other case, and that's okay. You know, I just didn't know if you had any. I know you're just now getting in gear with this one, but let me see something here. That's a good statement, a really one. I'm gonna go back to that. And again, guys, for that didn't see that, they got to prove to me it's the voice of the man walking behind them versus someone who was already on the south end of the bridge. That wasn't on camera. You know, that's a pretty bold statement, and I agree with that in a lot of ways. So, oh, I get it. But see, that's the thing. I get it, Bombshell and Brian. I understand that, but there's a lot of people that feel that way. Okay. And that's what the whole thing is, guys, is a horrible crime. It's a horrible crime. It is. And that's why I don't like it either. I don't like it at all. But that's why we have to put this out there and show the true sides of what's going on with this case. Welcome, buddy. How are you today?
Doing well.
Wonderful to have you here. How was your weekend?
Well, my Vikings got a total of 3 offensive points in the game.
Yeah.
But wow, what a defensive battle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But they got the win, so I guess
I was gonna say they got the W. That's what counts.
that's right. And your Browns, they did well.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. There's somebody else on that team that I'm not very happy with. I think it's time for him to either be replaced or just sit down. He's not living up to who he is. We got a good quarterback going now. Amari Cooper needs to bench it. I'm sorry. He could have done way better. So it is what it is. But we gotta win everything from here on out, in my opinion. We'll see what happens for sure.
Yeah, our quarterback got benched towards the end of the game. That was a surprise to me.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked about that myself. I don't know what the deal was with that, because I was going back and forth, skipping through. You know, if it's not my team, I don't like follow the whole game, but not always, at least. I do watch the Steelers when they play. But you know, what was the reasoning behind that, Eddie? Just bad playing throughout the game, or
It just seemed like he couldn't get anything going, and they wanted to, see if they could have better results with substituting the third string quarterback.
what's your thoughts on him?
Well, I don't know if you'd want to do that to a quarterback in a game. He had no interceptions this game. Dobbs,
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
that's kind of a vote of no confidence. That's I
get
can see you making the change after the game is over with. But
Right. Hey, Jesse. Just real quick, we were throwing that out there, talking about it for a second. Just to warm up, Jesse. I'm pretty happy with the fact that we got Joe Flacco now. I'll say that much. And I think, from what I understand, that the other backup we had is leaving. PJ Walker, I think he's gone. I may be wrong. Jesse would be the guy to ask. He knows all this stuff. But
last question about football. On the Browns side of things, have they played the Steelers twice yet this year?
yeah,
Okay.
We had both our games. We lost one and won one. I think we lost the first game, and second game we did win.
Yeah. Well, at least you split with them.
Yes. And yeah, Jesse, that's true. Flacco is the starter. And they need to get rid of Watson. He's just I know he's got this crazy contract, but it needs to go. Welcome, Leslie. Good to see you.
Okay, on to the case.
Yeah. Great, Jesse. Go ahead.
My
bud.
question on this, the video and the audio, when was that released as far as after the crime had occurred?
Like, oh, good. That's a good question. Sleuthy and or salty. Do you know for sure? Because I don't have an exact answer. I could go find it, but it's going to take some time. Does anybody know the exact answer as to when that audio was released? The initial, you're talking about originally, like the first time it was ever released?
Yeah, because details like this, you know, in hindsight, it always seems to matter. You know, because we're kind of at this point now with hindsight, we're thinking that there's really something is really suspicious about this case. So a question like that would be something we'd want to know in order to be able to help sort everything out.
Right. February 22nd of 17. So that came out 6 years ago when the case first, I think it's 7 or 8 days after the scenario happened.
Okay, February 22nd or 23rd, because the first press conference was the 23rd, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so they put it out during that press conference, was it?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, because I remember when we covered the press conference, when I went back, they said, we're going to have you listen to this and show you this photo. So, yeah. So, yeah, I think it was 23rd then. Yeah, not 22nd, 23rd. Sorry about that. Like I said, I had to catch up with this because I was not into this from the beginning like some people were, and I had to go back and catch up. So I may have things wrong, right, or a couple things, mixed up, but I will get it right. So, yeah, I would say in that realm back there 6 years ago is when that was released.
Only to make comparisons while I, mentioned the Idaho case. But so we have a press conference of February 23rd, 2017, which is 10 days after Monday, February 13th, 2017.
Yes, sir.
We recall in November 16th was the first press conference. And John Webb from KHQ said, why is it taking this long? How come there's been limited information up to this point? And that was a very pointed, important question that was worth asking. So that's 3 days in the Idaho case. Now we have 10 days in Delphi where 2 girls have been murdered, and that would seem like a lifetime, I guess, 10 days.
Yeah.
And the other thing I noticed about this press conference is that it's hard to hear the journalists ask questions. I can't understand any of the questions that were asked, just the response.
Very difficult. I even tried to enhance that to see if you could pull it up more, and it was very difficult. I don't know how or why, but why they didn't make it a little bit more audible. You know what I mean? Yes, Leslie, we just played that enhancements right before you got here. That's why we were talking about it. So what do you feel that, well, just real quick on that topic, since we had that this morning, do you think that what are your thoughts on that? Do you feel that they could have been spliced? Do you feel that that's the real audio? I know it's hard because we don't have the full audio, but just as a premature judgment, I guess you could say, what do you think?
Well, just to finalize my point from a moment ago, I would say waiting 10 days for the first press conference would, now using with the advantage of hindsight, that would be very suspicious. How come it took law enforcement to do that? So that, I guess that finishes my thought on that. Is now, as you know, my concern with the video, I've mentioned before, and I still hold to this. I'm really suspicious if Libby even was the one who was videoing Bridge Guy.
Right.
I would love to know the metadata. And the reason is because this. So we have these other 3 girls that met Bridge Guy way over to the north. Looks like around does 1243 on the timeline sound about right on that?
I think that's right. Yes, sir.
Rayleigh, Brianna, and Anna, and I think there was a 4th one. I don't know the name if there was 4, but they say hi to this suspicious looking guy, and he's not showing his face, right? So they think that this guy is suspicious in their statement, and they didn't take a video of him. So
good point.
Libby, is taking a 43-second long video of this guy, supposedly, and we don't get to see the entire 43 seconds of it. But how can a guy be acting suspiciously for that long of a time? Was it just by dumb luck she's just videoing him, but she's like doing it just very I guess discreetly. She's got this phone down by her side, right? So he doesn't suspect, because that could cause someone to lash out too, like don't video me. You don't have permission from me to do that, right? So she's doing it discreetly, apparently, for 43 seconds. But for what reason? He's not like coming at them when this small piece that we can see of the video. He's not doing anything suspicious. He's just walking.
Exactly.
So I just think that is very suspicious to begin with. And this audio, whether we enhance it or not, I'm kind of like with Sleuthy. Anything that gets manipulated, I'm already out.
Same here. It automatically makes me suspicious of it. I agree.
Nothing against Zav Girl. I'm just saying that.
No, not. Yeah, exact. Anybody that would do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that anybody's trying to be
Linda Lane stuff, any of it. Yeah. It doesn't help.
It makes you nervous.
It authentic.
Yes.
But I just don't think that the girls were videoing Bridge Guy. So what does that tell us? Who was then? I think it's their phone. I think it's Libby's phone. Absolutely.
Well, Lynn had just stated up here that the reason you haven't seen the rest of the video is because the girls were on it and they were heard on it. And I can understand that. But
that could be
what you're saying, though. Okay, so she says that the family saw it all and they know. Okay, and that's fine. Does everybody feel that it was the girls that did this? Or do you guys feel that somebody else may have done it? Okay. And if that was the case, I don't know. I didn't even know how to take, how to put that though. It's not the original, it loses credibility. Yeah, I've always been that way too. We've been through this with other cases and different video and stuff like that. We know. And I agree with you guys on that one for sure. I don't know. I don't really have a full-hearted opinion on that. Only because why would they say that? I mean, you got to go there with that question. Why would they give this to us and say this to us, talk about it in the documents if that's not what it was? But I'm not saying that doesn't happen. Okay. Don't get me wrong. Leslie's asking, do you guys think that there might have been someone behind them and not that guy, the Bridge Guy? Very possible. Very possible.
Well, if we look at the bridge, it seems like it's very common for people to walk from the north onto the bridge, and then when they're done with their walk, they just do a turnabout 180 degrees and then walk back the direction they came, typically.
Right.
That's what Betsy Blair does,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And that is, it seems like that's what Libby and Abby are doing on that day.
And this is just there's so many people that do this, like you were kind of saying, like this is a regular place for people to be, a regular thing to be done. It's not out of the ordinary. It's not out in the middle of nowhere. It wasn't secluded from people not seeing this and that, things like that. So that needs to be understood as well. You know what I mean? Let me see something here. But yeah, that's one thing to keep in mind for some of the people that aren't completely familiar with this. Let me see here real quick. I get the Zap Girl thing, but you've missed the point of that video. The sound enhancement isn't a problem because we have the original, which is true. It was comparing the voices, not the linear. Yeah, no. I get that.
Sure.
Absolutely. Let me see something here. Let me see something with this real quick. Since you brought her up, I'm going to throw this in here too. Just because while you're up here, we can watch this too. All right, let me show you guys this real quick. Some of you guys, I don't think I've showed you guys this before. So hold on. All right, here we go. Let me know if you have problems hearing this, Eddie.
Okay.
Or hold on a minute. 1 second. When their audio, there may not be audio on this one. I thought I had one that. Sorry, hold on a second. All right, so it's just reading off the 2017. According to investigators, Betsy Blair advised she saw the 4 juvenile females walking on the bridge over Old State Road 25 as she was driving underneath on her way to the park. The 4 juvenile witnesses would have crossed the railroad bridge over Old State Road 25 around 1:33 p.m. This is the timeline basis. Approximately 10 minutes earlier, okay, which would have been 1:23 p.m., the girls would have walked back to the city park by now. Okay. And this is, since you brought this up, I wanted to show them so they knew who Betsy was and what this was about. And this is showing her route as she's doing this.
Yeah, it looks like 1:44 p.m. Betsy drives under the old Highway 25 bridge.
Yes, and then suspect reaches the north end of the Monon High Bridge. Okay. Where are we at? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And as you're watching, yeah, I don't know if you guys saw up in the right-hand corner, you see what time it was. So there you go.
That's a nice timeline video.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. I like this one. The video from the Hoosier Harvest store captured Betsy Blair's vehicle traveling eastbound at 1:46 p.m. toward the entrance across from the Mears farm. In 2017, Betsy Blair advised there were no other cars parked across from the Mears farm when she parked. Hold on. What's suspicious is how the suspect never saw or took the phone. That's what, yeah, that is very true, Salty. I agree with you. And I agree on this. This is a great video as well. And just keeping time with the time and all the stuff, guys, that we're seeing. Absolutely, Zelda. Thank you again for that, hon. I really do appreciate it. If you can't see that, it says this vehicle is from the original footage. Okay. In 2017, Betsy Blair advised after parking, she began walking to the Mononhigh Bridge. Kelsey German pulls up to the Mears lot. I'm just reading in case you guys can't see this. Oh, something. What the hell was that? One second here. Okay, we're good. Sorry.
Did Richard Allen ever make a statement as to where he parked? Do we know that?
I'm not sure. From what I can remember, no. Does anybody know if Richard Allen made a statement as to where he parked, you guys? Salty, Sleuthy, anybody else that has any idea? Does anybody know that answer to that? All right, so the girls start heading. I'm sorry, I want to make sure I don't miss any pieces on this.
Because just to the north of the Freedom Bridge on the east side of the interstate, there's that old family and children office.
Okay.
And witnesses. Wasn't there multiple witness statements that said there was a vehicle that was backed into that family and children office?
The old CPS building, right?
Yeah. CPS. Thank you.
And Sleuthy said he said he parked at the old Farm Bureau building. That's right. I do remember that. Thank you, Sleuthy.
Okay, so which one is the Farm Bureau? Is that the Delphi U store? Is that also called the Delphi? Or is that just where the camera is?
I think that was where the camera was. Hold on a minute here. Okay, so just to catch this up real fast. Again, 1:48 p.m. It says the girls start heading toward the Mononhigh Bridge. Sorry. And Sleuthy says, they said, we think he actually means CPS building because of the old Farm Bureau building was too far away from the trails, according to them. Thank you.
Wow, thank you.
And the camera was at the Hoosier Harvest store. That's right.
Yeah.
That I do remember now. Like I said, trying to catch up. Like I said, that's why it's so great. Thank you, Sleuthy and Salty. For those of you that were really into this, like deep, it helps a lot.
So it's never really been in question. I mean, he was there that day, right?
Oh, yeah. He absolutely admitted to that. No problems with that.
Yep.
So it says now we're at 1:49 p.m. A video from the Hoosier Harvest store shows a white car matching Kelsey German's vehicle traveling away from the entrance across from the Mears farm at 1:49 p.m. Okay. No worries, Salty. Like I said, guys, some of this stuff I'm learning right along with you. I had to catch up quickly and a lot of research, and some of it I'm forgetting because of the other cases I've had. Libby and Abby reached the trail split at 1:50 p.m. I love this video. I really do. This is one of the best videos put out in regards to this specifically. Oh, absolutely, Bisma. When I found it, I was excited, to be honest with you. I know that sounds ridiculous, but with this case,
Is the trail split also, would you consider where the trail splits to that parking lot where Betsy parked? Is that the trail split?
No, it's that parking lot's where they started off at and then headed this direction. Okay. And then the trail split happens around 1:51 as they walk for what that was, a minute and a half, 2 minutes, roughly. This came from All Eyes on Delphi, SRB. Thank you, hon. Sleuthy just said the audio statement of him, the only one, on October 13th of 22. He stated that he was there from noon to 1:30, and the PCA confirms, which it does, a vehicle that resembles his is on camera at 1:27. Take that into account as well.
Wow, so he was there earlier.
Yes, that was always. I thought I had put that out, but if I didn't, my apologies, guys. But yeah, he was there earlier, and that's been one of the issues with this too, that he was there earlier before this, and then, you know what I mean? Thank you, Sleuthy, for that as well. See, guys, it takes a whole village to put this together, and I really appreciate it. All of us. There's whoever, this camera is really moving, bouncing.
So while Betsy's walking here, bridge guy supposedly is already at the Monon High Bridge.
Mm-hmm. So Richard Allen was there earlier than came back. Well, see, that's what the question is, Bismo. That's what the issue is. Thank you for that, Sherry. Appreciate that link. And Zelda, thank you for that as well. Again, guys, anybody that has donated to this to support this channel to keep it going, I appreciate you very, very much. It's definitely not something that is expected, but is more than appreciated. So thank you once again. Yes, it does. I didn't know that he was there earlier. Thank you. Absolutely. Well, the vehicle was there, which gives you the effect that he was there earlier. So again, it's important to know all these little things because they all, come out in the wash. So we're at 1:53 p.m. at this point, and here's the bridge. Okay. In 2017, Betsy Blair advised that she observed an unknown male wearing blue jeans and a blue jean jacket on the Monon High Bridge. A blue jean jacket, like denim jean jacket. She gave the following description of the unknown male: slender and youthful, boyish looking, in his 20s to early 30s. His hair seemed poofy and no facial hair that she could remember, which, if you think about that, guys, that's the secondary sketch. It definitely does not look like Richard Allen, nor Brad Holder, or anybody else based on that, okay? Younger, 20s to 30s, poofy, curly hair. Again, Richard Allen gave a statement at the conservation office that day, or to a conservation officer that day, stating he was there and his movements voluntarily. Did the officer not recognize his clothing? A good point there. Thank you, Salty. Okay. Now we're at 1:54 p.m. And there's the tape. In 2017, Betsy Blair advised she turned around at the bridge past two girls who we're going to say, I'm guessing, would be Abby and Libby, walking toward Monon High Bridge. She finished her walk and saw no other adults other than the unknown male on the bridge. Libby and Abby reached the north end of the Monon High Bridge. We're at 1:55 p.m. Thank you so much, Miss Sherry. I appreciate that. And thank you to anybody that has purchased anything from the Amazon wish list and sent it my direction. God knows I absolutely appreciate that very much. And the one thing that has always kind of got me with that was the blue denim jacket. Suspect steps off the platform and starts walking to the south end of the Monon High Bridge. We're at 1:56 p.m. 1:57 p.m. Welcome, Tina B. Good to see you. We got 83 people in here now. That's awesome. Please hit that like button if you're coming in now. Let's get this out there, guys. Did Bridge Guy did a cop ruse? That's why Ellie didn't release more audio. That would have helped catch Bridge Guy. Okay, gotcha. No problem, Doodle. Take your time, dear. 1:58 p.m. Somebody sent me a Christmas card. How nice. $1:59 p.m. $2 p.m. Yes, J-Lit. Camera definitely got blurry on this side.
I think 2 p.m. is also like the timestamp mark where Abby and Libby reach the bridge and encounter
I
man
believe
on the first platform.
I do believe, my friend, you are correct. Hey, what's up, War Eagle? Thank you for joining us today. $2:01 p.m. Okay, so now at this point, actually, I could probably do this here for this. Suspect reaches the south end of the Mountain High Bridge and hovers in this area for the next 8 minutes at 2:02 p.m. Okay, we're going to speed it up a little bit. So
the south end. Okay, the suspect reaches the south end. That's interesting.
And they kind of hung out there till right around 2:10 p.m. Okay. I respect that, Andy. Thank you for that. Absolutely. Thank you for being here today, buddy. Appreciate you.
So I presume Betsy Blair is going to walk all the way up to the north at the Freedom Bridge, and then turn around and then go back to her car, right?
Yes, okay. Sir. Thank you, Molly. I will grab that here, and as soon as we get through this.
In the meantime, during that portion of Betsy's walk, we have Abby and Libby are at the Monon High Bridge, and so is Bridge Guy.
That's the way it's been put out there. Yes, sir. Okay, Sleepy says, if he left at 1:30 p.m., then there's no possible way that he's Bridge Guy. I absolutely agree with you on that. Yes. That's my feelings on it. And that's why I agree. That is what I have come to the conclusion of based on that. That's why, and like I said, I respect anybody else's opinions on it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I feel personally, if he left at 1:30, he couldn't possibly be Bridge Guy, guys, based on the timeline. Think about that. You know what I mean? Did he come? I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Well, here's a question. Did he have his phone with him on that day? I thought he did.
Yeah. That's my thought too. Libby stops to look at the pictures that she just took to upload. This is at 2:06 to upload to Snapchat while her and Abby are still on the Mononai Bridge. Okay. I mean, that's objective. That's objective fact. If bridge guy is on the bridge at 2:13 and he left at 1:30, it can't possibly be him. That's where I'm at with it. I agree. And she says he did, and there's zero cell data connecting him to the crime. Once again, you see what I'm saying?
Okay, so on the timeline, we have Libby stopping to look at pictures, plural. She just uploaded a Snapchat.
Right.
2:06.
Yeah.
Okay, my notes. I have on 2:04. She took a photograph. It's a Snapchat. She uploaded. She's facing southeast, standing on platform 2.
Platform 2, yes, sir.
And then 2:07, another photograph uploaded to Snapchat, and that was taken from platform 3.
Yes, sir. On February 13th of 2017, a man was walking across the street from the CPS building. He reported seeing one vehicle parked along CR 300 North around 8:45 a.m. and again at 2:07 p.m. simultaneous with this timeline, okay? He said it was parked around 2 to 3 feet off the road, halfway between the CPS building and a curve in the road, as early as 8:45 a.m. and as late as 2:07 p.m., like you'd see a guy catfishing on the river on Saturday mornings or something. So it was something that was regularly seen. Welcome back, Doodle. And what time was Richard Allen supposedly standing on platform 1? Platform 1, sorry. Let me go look at my notes on that one because I can't remember the exact time.
I think it's around 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. I think it was 2 p.m. exactly on the dot. Yeah, it was. I do believe. Okay, so hold on a minute. Did I miss a clip before that? Let me double check that before. No, okay. So as we roll up to 2:08 p.m., suspect emerges from the south end and begins walking back towards the north end of the Mononai Bridge. Okay. So when they took a picture of the bridge, would he be in it? That's a good point. Very good point. Welcome, Miller Time, Truth Nation Uncensored. Welcome to you too. Thank you for joining us today. Very good point, Sleuthie. By the way, great notes, buddy. Always got good notes.
Well,
considering how quickly you had to get up to par.
Yeah, this is. I'm quickly trying to get myself up to speed on this case.
Oh, and you're doing great, bud. You're doing great considering. Okay, let me play that back because I accidentally bumped that and it went on. Okay, so we're at 2:09 p.m. at this point. A call placed using Logan's cell phone produced cell tower data that shows Logan's cell phone appears to be in or around his property on February 13th of 2017 at 2:09 p.m. Although his exact location cannot be confirmed, the tower data shows that Logan's cell phone was in the Delphi area, in the area of the Mononai Bridge Trail. Yes, absolutely, Salty. He definitely done his homework, and it didn't take long. Typically, you're good at this, Eddie. Tell you that much, buddy.
Gentlemen.
Hey, Willie, what's up, buddy?
How you guys doing?
Hey, Willie.
Good, sir.
Yeah, by the way, that was me, Dago. I said roll tide.
Oh yeah. I kind of put that up.
Okay.
Okay, so at 2:10 p.m. at this point, suspect abruptly turns around at the third platform, begins walking towards the south end of the bridge. All right.
South end of the bridge.
All right, so 2:11 p.m. Now we got Libby and Abby reach the south end of the Monon High Bridge.
Wiz.
2:12 p.m. No worries, Josie. Like I said, if there's questions, we got answers. I'm trying to get you guys all up to par on everything we can. 2:12 p.m. Like I said, Libby sneaks video of the suspect who has reached the 6th platform on the bridge and is now closing in on the girls. 2:13 p.m. And there is the vehicle from the original footage again. Hey, Silence, thank you for joining us.
So she had a phone on her,
Yes.
and he had his phone on him.
Yes.
So wouldn't both those phones not just ping, but literally like end up at in the same spot at one point?
That's a good question. It is a good question. Hang on.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah, that's my thought. Hey, Sleuthie, hold on 1 second. Let me read this to you guys real quick. Location of the only car on Anderson's employee reported seeing at 8:45 a.m. and again at 2:07. Vehicle that Betsy Blair described seeing at approximately 2:14 p.m. And then it says Betsy Blair's vehicle, we're at 2:14 right now, is seen leaving the trails on Hoosier Harbor Store's video at 2:14 p.m. In 2017, Betsy Blair advised noticing a car parked near the CPS building that resembled a 1965 Mercury Comet that her father once owned. Okay. Again, welcome, Sleuthie, Willie.
Goose.
Hey, what was the question about the pinging?
Willie said, go ahead, Willie. I'm sorry.
Oh, what up, Goose? I said, wouldn't their phones be, tracked to the same? Like, if I have a phone, you have a phone, you come over and we hang out, they can tell that we hung out. Like, can't they tell that his phone was with her phone and bingo bango?
Yeah. Well, yeah, if the phone's on, number one. Number two is, well, you could,
What if
but
the phone's not? Well, what if the phone's not on? So how are they doing this well, not to get another case, but whatever this cast is over in the other case, can you do a cast if a phone's off?
No, you can't. It won't show where you are if you're on airplane. If you're not connected to a network, then it's not pinging on a tower.
Right.
So like if you have like a phone and it's disconnected and you're not on Wi-Fi and they suspend your service, like it's no longer pinging on the network.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but I mean,
But for him,
they'd be able to see that his phone was connected to some. I mean, he could, if the defense has it, they could show that his phone was, connected to every network, no problem, and there's no reason why they shouldn't be able to put his phone and her phone together, because I don't think they can.
Well, that's why they don't put any. Well, now we know that's why they don't put any cell phone data or like DNA information and evidence inside that PCA. Like we know now a year later that there's no, and I'll tell you what's more important to me. So they don't have any digital evidence or data evidence from his phone, computer,
Right.
laptop, other devices. They don't have any of that. And they don't have any of his DNA connecting him to the scene. But what I find most interesting is that there's nothing on Libby's phone that connects Richard Allen to the crime. And so for
Right.
me, we're talking about an independent device that got left behind, that would have also been run with cell phone forensics. So the people that she was talking to, photos she took, obviously, things like that. If there was some type of connection to him that they had found, the defense would know about that, including
That's
other
my
accounts.
Yeah, that's my thought too. Welcome, Riddler. Let me read this to you guys real quick that can't see it here real quick. At 2:15 p.m., the suspect and the girls have now reached the bottom of the hill where it meets part of a long, winding private driveway. This is the last known location of the girls while they were still alive. Christina says that there was only one tower in Delphi in 2017 within a 5-mile radius, and anyone could have pinged.
Oh man,
It's very interesting.
I'm gonna take a patient while y'all get through the rest of this timeline.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Yes.
then, but don't let me forget about the alibi stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely want to hear that. All right, that's done. Okay, we're good
wait,
here.
where did he say? I mean, obviously they asked him at this specific time, what were you doing? What is he saying he was doing?
Richard Allen?
Yeah.
It depends what year you're talking about. You have to remember
the day that this happened. I'm just I don't know too much of this. So,
like
I'm just
in 2017. So there's only one audio and video recorded interview of him, and it's in 2022, right before his arrest. But he was interviewed back in 2017 when it happened. He spoke to this Dan Doolin, apparently at a grocery store. And in that interview, the defense still doesn't have a recording of that. I guess Dan Doolin can't find it. He doesn't say what he was wearing. One of the pieces of context that the defense was looking for was, it says that he was there between 1:30 and 3:30. And the defense is like, we want to know if Dan Doolin said, were you there at any point between 1:30 and 3:30? And then the answer is yes. If you're pulling away, if you think you're pulling away at 1:30, 1:45, you're going to say yes. Or did he say, what time did you get there and what time did you leave? Because when he was asked, that was gross. A burp is not atomic breath, sir.
Yeah.
So in 2022, then, which is recorded, he's asked what times he was at the trail and left. And he said that he was there at noon. He got there about noon and he left at 1:30. And what I find interesting about that 3 years later is that even in the probable cause affidavit that was written, they even say that the surveillance camera confirmed what he said, because he's on camera at the Hoosier Harvest store at 1:27. So, but that's the only time that they note when he's on the camera. So if he arrived hours earlier, he would have also been on camera. They don't note that in the PCA. So the fact that they say that he's there at 1:30, I believe, and I'm surprised it didn't get brought up. But if in fact Liggett is a liar of all this other stuff, I have no reason to believe he wouldn't lie about that too, meaning he's aware that that he was seen on camera, say at 11:58 or noon, but he's not going to put that in the PCA because he wants it to look like he's on camera arriving versus leaving. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
But when you're talking about data, so Ron Logan, you have Ron Logan who was pinging, it says at 2:09, 10, 11, 12, 30. So 4 minutes before the video is filmed, they put in his affidavit that the FBI wrote in 2017 that a call was placed from his phone, and the cell tower data shows his phone appears to be in or around his property Although the exact location can't be confirmed, the tower data shows his phone was in the Delphi area, in the area of the Monon High Bridge Trail.
Yes.
So what's interesting is, let's say he was at his house, you still noted his cell phone data in that affidavit to search, but yet the affidavit to arrest Richard Allen, which happened like over a week after he was searched, the house was searched and his phone was taken, they did not note any cell phone data, and now we know a year later they don't have any. So, you know, could he have shut his phone off? Sure, he could have shut his phone off, but he did say in his first interview in 2017 that he was on a stock ticker. He was watching the stock ticker on his phone.
Right.
So, I mean, he could have been and then turned it off. You just don't know. Like, I wonder on the bridge itself what kind of service there is. Like,
I was going to ask that question myself, but you're out on top of a trestle like this, out in the middle of all this wide open space with trees and all that stuff. Do you get good service? You know, if there's one tower out in this area and you're out there like that, that was a question I had a while back. What kind of service are you going to get? You know what I mean?
yeah. Like my phone, I could walk throughout the property. Like, say I'm going hunting, like I could walk from the house to the spot where I'm hunting and like lose and get service multiple times throughout the walk. So,
and that's
absolutely,
that's where I live at it. I live in an area that looks like what it looked like around the bridge here. It's all trees, woods, and all that around me. And my service goes all over the place. It's in and out, in and out, in and out. Even in my house.
Dude, it's horrible. It's same. Like at one point, I now I have Verizon, so it's way better. But when I had AT&T, like, it's funny. People used to laugh at me, but like there was a certain particular spot on my bed, like the corner of my bed, like huddled up against the wall, was the only spot that I could actually like FaceTime my mother or like do anything of any type of substance. Otherwise, if I was anywhere else in the house, it wouldn't work.
Yeah. And I have a tower. I can look out my front porch and go live on my phone.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
There's a tower right there, but it still works like shit. So.
Yeah. Well, my pops lived up in the Poconos still, you know, where I was at. And he moved even more north in like Jim Thorpe area. He lives on a cul-de-sac in the middle of the woods. And if you don't have a like specific cell service, you're not getting nothing.
Yeah.
I don't care where you are in the house.
And I go with T-Mobile. Like Salty's saying that carrier, I think it's true. Carrier makes a difference. T-Mobile,
100%.
It's horrible out here. But if you go into the city, which is literally 6 minutes from here, there's no problems whatsoever. As soon as it's almost like when you turn down my road, it's shady as hell. And this is where the tower is. It's weird.
People hear me complain like when I had AT&T or Sprint, when I was working at the post office in town, I had those because I had I never had service on my mail route, which is actually, I was due in like a month, and they were like, we can already tell that you plan to like work until you go into labor, and we definitely can't do that because if you're down in a holler somewhere and have no reception to call for help and the houses are a mile apart, like how are you going to get help? And so they were like, you just gotta just go. And then I had him 2 weeks early, so thankfully, and my water broke. I had no warning, so thankfully I wasn't doing that. But
No lie.
I had Sprint because when I was at the post office before going on my route, I could listen to music in my headphones because I had service. But at home, I had zero service whatsoever. Now I have Verizon and I do have service at my house. However, I don't even get like a third of the way to town, and I lose service.
Yeah.
So
you're heading towards where you should have service, right?
Correct. Like you should have any service, you would think.
Yep, I agree. Absolutely. Lynn says they did a cell phone dump, and Spook Salty's out in that kind of an area too. So I agree that's an issue all the way around.
Well, here's the thing: like if they did a cell tower dump,
but they didn't with Allen though, did they?
Well, no, the cell tower dump meaning, and actually I heard Robert Ives talking about this, and he said you know, people are like, why don't you just go like get it? So the cell tower dump, meaning you go to the tower company and you say, I need to know every device that was present in such and such distance, you know, a half, a quarter mile, whatever it is,
Right.
between this times, and they'll kick you back the devices that were there.
Yes.
And but he said, like in this interview, and I could try to find it, he's like, it's not that easy. Like, it's not that easy to get, like, to just get the dump for such a large volume. And it really depends on where you are, because you really are like cutting into people's privacy, because it is going to list everyone that was in the area, even people that aren't accused of crimes. So like, if that were the case and they did do that, I wonder, I would have to ask why it took 3 years for them to know that Bree Wilbur was there. And she comes forward and has these timestamp photos from 3 years earlier. Or, like, I would be willing to bet that there were people there that are still not known.
I'm sure I agree with you on that. I've said that too. That they probably have no idea about a good handful of people. That's a fact. I agree with that too, wholeheartedly.
And I think it would have been easier to pinpoint, like you have to think, so they do a cell tower dump, and Kelsey, Libby's sister, was supposedly on the phone with the boyfriend when she dropped them off.
Right.
So if a tower dump had been done, then when they did the warrant for Ron Logan's property, then they wouldn't have put that the girls were dropped off at 1 o'clock, because they weren't. They were dropped off almost at 2. So they were just going off of what they had been told. And like Kelsey was saying, for the longest time, it was a certain time. Then the PCA comes out and it's a different time. So it's like everything would have been much more specific if they said, okay, we pulled the tower dump and you were specifically there dropping them off at such and such a time. But it's still interesting because they had her on camera. So the fact that that was like wishy-washy is just bizarre. It shouldn't have been that difficult to pin down that time.
I agree. I do agree. Thank you, Doodle. Absolutely. So, are you still working on you were saying the patient thing? Are you able to do the alibi scenario now?
No, give me like 10 minutes.
Okay, yeah, take your time. It's fine. It's fine.
I just have to shut up so I could do it. I gotta stop talking. Okay.
Take your time. It's okay. No problem. Is there any other questions or anything you were curious about, Eddie, or Eddie's got himself up there pretty good now, but yeah, how about you, Willie? Hey, Austin.
No, I was just asking about that phone stuff because, you know, it's if they have no digital evidence, but I mean, obviously they wouldn't, or else those lawyers wouldn't want to take it on pro bono. So, I mean, I think the only thing they have is that bullet and half-assed confession.
Yeah. There's nothing, Willie. There's nothing. A lot of people were saying, and I'm not even going to do it, but
I'm going to that sketch.
You know, there's nothing with this one. There's nothing, in my opinion. That's why this is such a crazy thing, that there's where we're at with it. You know what I'm saying? It's insane.
Yeah.
Let's see. Throw away the phones because, and that another thing is Sleuthie touched on it just for a second here, but that one of the biggest things I'll tell you guys that bothers me with this, if this is what they made it seem to be what it is, how and why did they leave this girl's phone underneath her? How did they not know the phone was there? Listen, I mean, what I'm trying to get at with this is if you're going to commit this crime, you're not going to leave a cell phone that connects this person that, you know, how did they, you know what I'm saying? This is one of the biggest things that I can't grasp on is that the phone's there. It's almost like it was left there on purpose. Okay. Otherwise, in any other situation, if you look at, I would imagine somebody would take the cell phone, break it, destroy it, get rid of it, or just take it themselves to, you know.
Yeah. Because if they're saying that somebody put those sticks over to hide them, obviously anybody would know that anybody can track a cell phone right to that location.
Thank you very much. And that's like I'm saying, like, where does that make sense? And that was one of the biggest things that I've been trying to come to terms with on this is how and why was that left like that? Why does the defense say they provided judge pictures of phone under shoe under Abby, but prosecution says that Libby's phone was found under Libby? That's a good point. Sleuthy said, why does the defense say that they provided the judge pictures of the phone under the shoe? But for those of you that don't know that, when they found this, okay, they found Abby, her shoe underneath her, and then the phone under the shoe, okay? But anyway, she says that they provided the judge pictures of phone under the shoe under Abby, but prosecution says that Libby's phone was found under Libby. That's a good point too. Very good point. Welcome, Vicki Harrison. Thank you for joining us today, dear. And Austin, if you didn't hear me, welcome. Good to have you here. Yeah, they could have thrown it in the water. They could have done anything with it, but they left it there, and it's very trackable. Don't say they didn't see it. Don't say they didn't know it was there. I mean, unless she hid it. But with the way that this went on, I can't see that being a possibility. Okay. And she was recording things with it obviously.
Exactly.
So that's my biggest qualm with that whole thing.
She was using it.
Right. So it was obviously visible at some point. This is a little girl. If this was a grown man that did this, he's going to see that. Okay. All these little things are what gets me with this.
Right.
I agree.
Serendipity.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. These are the things that have us going, what?
So,
well, like I said, I think that's exactly what the lawyers see, and that's why they said, you know what, we'll do it for nothing because something's not right here.
100%. What were you saying, Eddie?
So your phone has me for 43 seconds abducting you, and I'm going to leave your phone behind so that investigators can find it.
Sure. Like I said, it's like, was it okay? Here's what we're going to do today, guys. We're going to go commit this crime, and then I want us to get caught. What? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the problem. That is
I mean, if she's videoing him as he's approaching the girl, why would he even? I don't know. It's like, why take a chance when somebody's videoing you to do that? Right? That it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And then the phone, but it wouldn't be if they took the phone, destroyed them, whatever, destroy the evidence, fine. But to just leave that phone there, then she has you on camera.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. Well, and that's another good point. Sherry says real quick, the more I hear, the more it makes me think an adult didn't do this, and I can go with you on that. Then Salty says, in my opinion, the suspect is not very smart, and she throws a couple of letters out there, which describes a couple people, and I agree with you, Salty. Very possible. And Doodlebug gifted a membership. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that so very much.
Now, y'all can help me out on this because I'm not that tech savvy, but why wouldn't he assume, because we live in a surveillance society. So it's possible that they're live streaming him as far as he's concerned. He doesn't know whether it's just a video or if he's already put out there for the world to see on the interweb.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know that. A person would have to assume it. If you're videoing me, I got to assume that there's a million people that have already seen me.
Sure. Absolutely. But
so I could take your phone and smash it with a hammer, but that's not going to erase the fact that it's already out there.
Again, and take into effect what Salty just said. Not very smart, possibly. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I could put into play with that. It's if somebody had any kind of intelligence that did this, all of those things would have been handled and covered. You know what I mean? I full-heartedly believe that. If they physically took the phone with them, they could have feared that they would have been tracked on it. Then break it. You know what I mean? Break it, destroy it, throw it in the water, whatever. But to leave it there right by them says that they wanted the bodies found, in my opinion. Or at least didn't either that or just didn't think about it. Okay. That's one of the weirdest things. And this sketch here has always bothered me too. That's why it's up here.
Would you be able to pull up an image of Bridge Guy and also a image of Abby on the bridge?
I can try, not together, but I can bounce them back and forth.
Yeah.
Um,
and the reason is because the image of bridge guy is very blurry.
yeah, a lot of them are.
But
hold on a minute.
if you look at you know, the photograph that was uploaded to Snapchat of Abby on the bridge, it's very clear.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's
it's taken using the same phone.
Okay, so there's that image of, and this has been kind of cleared up a bit. So good image, okay, for the most part. I can't really, well, maybe I can do this.
It's because the one at bridge guy was super far away and they zoomed in a bunch.
Right.
Who the hell's standing next to him?
That was just a superimposed picture, I think, of Richard Allen to show that it's the same thing.
Not anymore. He weighs like 120 pounds.
Well, back then, yeah. Right.
How tall is Richard Allen?
It's between 5'4" and 5'6".
Whoa, he's short.
Right, and also they're saying the bridge guy was between 6'2" and 6'3", I think. So that was another thing that I had an issue with. Hold on here. Let me pull out this. Molly sent me. Thank you, Molly. Okay, good stuff. Just to throw that in there for you guys. JC, Marty, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so thank you for these. These are just photos. It's an aerial area photos of this area. And there's the road, the trail. Okay. Good stuff, Molly. Thank you. Okay, and then you wanted to see that photo, you said, Eddie, of what did you say, Abby on the bridge?
Yeah, you could show that. It would be very clear. And Sleuthy already said that it's because they zoomed in, but
right.
I'm looking at other images right now, and there's many of them where it shows him closer than that photograph that you just used. But my point is this. Well, there's 2 points. The height. So if he's short, if he's 5'6" or 5'4" or somewhere like that, there's got to be technology where you can, against a known object, such as like a shrub or a railroad tie, I know that they would have a way of pretty much being able to identify the bridge guy's height based on surrounding objects within that photograph.
Okay.
I would have to think. And when you showed that they superimposed, they had that ghost image of Richard Allen against the bridge guy, Richard Allen. You can't do that. That's not how that works. You can, make those two heights the same if you wanted to. Did that make sense? Are you able to hear me?
Sorry, I was muted. And yes, sir, you're absolutely right. I agree with you. And as I was saying, we know that the bridge guy video is looped and things can be altered and changed. That's something to hold into account at the same time as well.
Right.
Thank you, Doodle, very much for that membership gifting. Appreciate you.
So like much in the same way where, the 2:58 a.m. white or silver car is driving by the Banfield, you can any sedan on top of that car and say, see, that's Brian Kohlberger's Hyundai Elantra. Look at how it matches up.
That's what they did.
In the same way, you can take a Richard Allen ghost image and put it right next to the bridge guy's height and say, see, that's him. It's the same height.
Of course.
Right.
Doesn't work that way. But I know the FBI would have technology, and probably all law enforcement would too, of being able to take bridge guys' height and judge it according to objects within that photograph and say, okay, this guy is not 5'4" or 5'6". This is more like 5'11" to 6'1".
Well, I had a video I showed last week of somebody, I can't remember who did it. Okay, but they did that whole thing. They did a whole measurement aspect with this and that, and brought up the fact that Richard Allen is between 5'4" and 5'6". He's not very tall. And then that the bridge guy height based on the 4-inch curb, okay, 1 second here, that I will show you of the train track. They also took that into account, figured out that it was a 4-inch. As soon as I can find it here, 1 second. This here, okay, took that into effect, did measurements on it. That bridge guy came out to be between 6, I think it was 6'2" and 6'3". Or no. I'm sorry. Where the hell did my notes go on this? It was a lot taller than what Richard Allen is. Okay. I think it was 6 foot and 6'2" or something like that.
How tall is Richard Allen?
He's 5'4", period.
What?
I gave him an extra inch, yeah. Yeah, Sleuthy just actually said that as well. His defense team notes him at being 5'4". So you got to take that into account too, okay? That's super important. Somebody's height, end of story, okay? If the man is 6 foot tall that's on the bridge, how is he how do you say that a 5 foot tall man is that guy? You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
Jesus, I didn't even know. I didn't know he was 5'4". This is crazy.
I mean, he's not a real tall guy, and neither is Brad Holder, from what I understand. Okay, which is why people are saying that they look so much alike. Not just that, but that was one of the things, one of the main things. So again, if you look at, sorry guys, I'm trying to move a bunch of things around at the same time. You guys know I'm not good at multitasking. Here we go. 1 second here. Let me get this back up for you to show you this. All right, now. Pretty clear photo too. You're looking at this guy here, who's supposedly around 6 foot tall, knowing that Richard Allen is 5'4". How? You know what I'm saying? Yes, Lynn, somebody did the measurements. And the guy's at the age where I'm sure he didn't have a growth spurt. So, you know what I mean? I mean, my wife is 5'4", 5'3" or 5'4". She's the same height as her. She's little. I'm only 5'8". Or no, I'm shorter than that, 5'7". This guy's definitely taller than that. Okay. There's one of the biggest issues right there. That just doesn't match up. And the shoes, I don't know if you can see them. There's no big lift in these shoes. Nothing like that. And then, like I said, over here, this here was measured up at a 4-inch when they measured it out to be like a 4-inch scenario. Reno's height. Okay. Thank you, Lynn. Those teens would look like giants around me. Okay, I got you, JC. Hey, Crystal. So this is a big deal to me. It really is.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, she probably wasn't much shorter.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Or much, you know, he wasn't much shorter than her.
Mm-hmm.
Or much, you know what I'm trying to say. Anyway.
Yeah, he wasn't much taller than her.
CL says, how do we know when these pictures were actually taken? I don't know if there was, I think there was timestamps on them, CL. I don't know, guys. I've stated, yeah, he's not a tall man at all, Deborah. And you can look at his height comparison when they watch Richard. Walk, not watch. When they walk him through court, okay, Sleuthy says that the girls were both 5'4". Oh, there you go. Okay, so when they walk him through court, you can look at him standing next to these officers that walk him through. You can see the height difference between them. They're probably average of between 5'9" to 6'1". Any one of those guys that are with him, okay? And he's smaller than all of them. And you may lose weight when you lose weight, but you don't lose height, folks. You lose, you know what I mean? So it's just one of them things.
That's a big problem.
It's a huge problem as far as I'm concerned. And now when I looked at that, that was there's other things that we've been looking at with this whole thing. When I saw that comparison, I'm like, wait, okay, now it's pretty much locking itself down for me.
Yeah.
How are you going to say that? And then,
well, and then also how's none of his if they're the same height as him, how is there none of his DNA anywhere or under their nails or some kind of something?
These are great questions, buddy. Great questions.
Now, do they know for 100% fact that they were taken, or they were their lives were taken in that spot? Like, can they confirm that 100% that they weren't brought there? Or back to that spot or something? Or do they know?
I can't answer that question because again, there's nothing to prove back and forth. Okay. They're saying that's the crime scene, but we got to go with what we're told. JC or CL says, okay, so if it was the same day the girls went missing, why was someone out there taking pictures of a kid on a bridge out in the woods? Too odd who took the picture. Gotcha. And JC says, why no pictures of Abby and Libby together? Where is Libby? That's a good question too. It's wishy-washy, right, Sleuthy? Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any other photos on her phone.
And Christina says, in her opinion, she thinks they were relocated because people searched that area. That's another thing that has been talked about because people were down through that area, said they covered all this and covered all that, and then all of a sudden they weren't there beforehand, and then they were.
Oh, no, yeah, it doesn't look like too much of a in the cut location.
Right, gotcha. Sleuthy said she'll be there in 5 minutes, and that's fine. I'm gonna say, that's a big question. Yeah, I agree with Eagle. If you guys can give me a second here, Eddie and Willie, if you don't mind talking amongst yourselves for a second, I'm gonna excuse myself and be right back. Okay.
Okay, no worries.
Thank you, guys.
Here's another problem that I have with the bridge guy photo, which is a video. It's just a image of the video, but kind of like the white sedan at the Exxon Mobil station where it's all zoomed in and therefore it's edited. If like a security camera at the Exxon gas station took a picture of that car, it would show a lot of the background, and you can match up the location of that car based on,
Yeah, they do it all the time.
Yeah. Well, we can't do that. I mean, as far as that goes, that white sedan that we see in that picture could have been at the gas station next to your house in the wintertime or my house or any one of our places. We can't locate that car. So now you look at Abby and you can see the skyline and what the weather was like that day. You can see how much overcast and clouds and sunshine, but it's such a cropped image of bridge guy. All you can see is just the brush, and you can't tell if it's the same sky, if that picture was taken on the same day. I've been trying to, and I know you can look up historical weather, but I think the weather that entire week was very fair and warm and sunny. So that could have been taken on any subsequent day, if that's the case, if the weather was similar.
Yeah,
Who knows?
yeah, because in the back you can't tell where that is on him.
Yeah, and why is that? And as we've already pointed out, it's such a grainy image, but it's taken supposedly from the same phone.
Well, here's my question: why is that picture taken like that, and the other one taken like that? That means that she would have had to zoom in on her phone, right?
Yeah.
I think Ellie zoomed in, not her.
Well,
I think the girls were cropped out. Like, I think Abby was cropped out of that video.
Yeah, if you show,
Like,
because
it's-
of the way it's looped and stuff like that, I agree with that too. That I think that they took that, separated it, looped it so that you could see him. So,
Well, the story goes that she's being discreet. She's holding the phone down low. Is that also what everybody agrees with, that they've heard? She's got the phone down low to her side. Where I get this from,
that's what I heard, but I don't know if that's true or not.
right. If no one's heard that, I'll tell you where I got it from. Can I say another channel's name? Dago, you're muted.
Oh yeah, don't worry about that, buddy.
Okay.
I've never had issues with that. Go ahead.
So where I've been put, the timeline that I've got is based on Gray. I'm ashamed to say it. Gray
Barry?
Hughes. Gray Hughes investigates.
Very, yeah.
And I'm just teasing. I just don't normally subscribe to a channel where it's gonna assume guilt like that, but that's, you know, I guilty pleasure, because of the ease of, you know, the way he put this timeline together. It was just easy for me. But in that video of his, that's where I got that she's holding the phone down low. So that tells me that she would be afraid to shut that video off. Like, if you're videoing this guy that you're deathly afraid of, and you don't want him to know that you're videoing him, you're not going to reach over to your phone that you're trying to be discreet with and then shut it off while he's still approaching you. You would probably video through, you know, you assume you're going to pass each other. And when he's safely behind you, then you can take your phone back up and shut it off. So
well, that's what I was going to ask.
What I'm driving
video
at,
that was taken, right?
Yeah. What I'm going with this is, law enforcement puts out this image supposedly of this guy that's so far away from them, but that video should have him all the way to the point where they're aside. They would have better. Why are they putting out this image that's no good if they have better?
Well, yeah, because why would she start filming somebody she felt threatened of that was approaching her, and then just end the video? It doesn't make sense.
So what you're saying is, why wouldn't
through.
they have used a portion of the video where he was closer to them, since they obviously videoed his approach?
A better image. You know, we want everybody in the community to help identify this guy, right? So make it easy for us to identify him. Why a photograph that does just the opposite of that? It's kind of like a parallel would be, you know, we got a guy that's dressed in dark clothes and he's got bushy eyebrows. Find him, you know, that's who we're looking for here.
Yeah. Assuming there's a video of him coming closer, yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Why, especially why, like, not him looking up or something clear of his face.
I did
Well,
wonder.
how close?
Go ahead.
How close did he get? Like, if they were filming his entire approach, how close did he get? Where, like, unless his whole face was covered, which I still don't understand.
Well, wouldn't
like Eddie
the whole
said, why you wouldn't?
I mean, are they insinuating that he walked up on them and did the crime right here? Like, it's like
No, that he walked up
No,
on them.
because-
Like it took 43 seconds for him to catch up to them, and then he told them to go down the hill.
and that's where they're saying after you hear the okay, guys, down the hill, they're gonna, it's insinuated that the crime happened after they went down the hill.
Yeah. So wouldn't he be? Yeah. So wouldn't he be on camera saying, "Turn your phone off," taking her phone, something?
Well, or closer at least. My whole thing is if he didn't get close enough where you couldn't get a good photo, number one, number two, where you were able to tell who it is, or number three, like you're saying that you believe that that is the person who said down the hill.
Mhm.
How, if you can't see their mouth moving, which you obviously can't, or you know who it is, how do you know it wasn't another individual that approached them from behind on the south side of the bridge where a man was seen at 8:30 in the morning?
Exactly.
Through the woods.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you. Exactly. We don't know that. That's
So
one
if
of the
I'm a
big
juror, like that's what I need to know. Like if I'm a juror, you need to explain to me how you know if you can't see this man's mouth speaking to them as he approaches, how you know that it's that individual speaking to them versus someone from behind them. Because it makes way more sense if they were cornered.
Well, it's pretty confident to
By
look
more
down
than
the
one
ground.
person. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
you can't escape from that way. You can run to the houses from that. I mean, they could have, and 43 seconds is a long time to stand there like filming a guy that you're afraid of, like you could have ran away.
And then if this guy's walking at them and she's filming this, we'll just say, okay, and he scares him, whatever. Why not turn and run the other direction?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just run.
Right.
Okay.
Or
instead
why
of,
not like push him off the bridge?
Yeah, or
There's two
that
of
because
you.
they're the
Push
same
him off the
height.
bridge.
If it's Richard Allen, they're the same
Yeah,
damn
I
height.
mean-
Right. There's two of them and one of him.
All the fucked up boards, and stuff, like all gaps in between the boards
Yeah.
and whatnot. Really, it wouldn't be hard to just shove two of you to shove.
Yeah. And this guy, I don't care who this is, Richard Allen, whoever you want to call this, is not going to chase two girls that are way more athletically capable of running across these boards than he is. He's not going to run after him. And it does make more sense to me. That whole thing where you just said, Sleuthy, that how do we know it wasn't somebody that came up behind them? That makes more sense to me because then they're going to be kind of froze. You know what I mean? Because they don't know who's behind them. They don't know what that person behind them has.
Yeah. Well. What's weird to me is he's looking down. This guy's looking down and says, "Go down." Like he's not looking up, yelling, getting aggressive. Waving a weapon in his hand. He's like, I don't understand from this image what would make the girls feel threatened. Like Susie said, it makes more sense if somebody was behind them.
Where's the intimidation? Thank you. That's what my point was too. And okay, the way that audio comes off to me, I've always said this. When it says, "Okay, guys, down the hill," what was said before that? Because it just doesn't sound like that was the initial, engage. We're engaging conversation. It sounds like there has to be something said before, like, "Hey, stop, come here," and then, "Okay, guys, down the hill." You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. It sounds like that audio was planted. I mean, in my opinion, it sounds like it was planted in, like, because it just out of nowhere it comes. Go down the hill. Like, what? Like you said, where's the yelling? Where's the dialogue beforehand?
Why release down the hill and then years later decide we're going to give you more information and all you release is an extra word? Guys, like if they were all together, why not just like what was the purpose of cutting out guys? Or what was the purpose of not including that in the first one? Because
right.
It's just, I don't know. It's just weird to me.
I didn't even know that.
Now let me put this up here real quick. This doesn't mean anything. It's just a thought that I've had. Everybody says that supposedly right here, there's a gun. Okay. Salty mentions that one of the girls allegedly said a gun. We haven't heard that, of course. Okay. If anybody has any intelligence, which that could be one of the biggest problems with this, If this guy's walking across this bridge, sees these two girls walking at him, he's got a gun in his pocket. I guess a commonsensical person is not going to discharge a gun out in broad daylight, knowing that there's people around this area. So the thought process behind, I mean, not saying that the girls would have thought of that, that if he pulled a gun out, if he's actually going to fire it at them, that they shouldn't have been afraid of it. But I'm just saying, like, anybody that would do this, his thought process, who's going to believe that is what I'm saying. I know this isn't coming out the way I want it to, what I'm trying to say. That's something I've had a little bit of an issue with as well. But yeah,
my issue with this is there's people that heard it and they they don't hear the word gun, and so
they don't hear the word
but
gun,
also
yeah.
on top of that, I have an issue with the fact that it wasn't included in the search warrant affidavit. It was only mentioned in the arrest affidavit after they had already gone to his home and collected a gun and multiple rounds and sent it to a lab.
Mm-hmm.
Just like it bothers me that they're talking about Ron Logan being the killer in this affidavit, but they don't mention that there was a bullet found between the two girls, knowing they were in there to collect guns.
Yeah, right. And I guess you're right on that, Salty. Kids would believe it, but law enforcement haven't confirmed a gun. I do one thing. This isn't denim, by the way, either. Okay, and that was part of one of the other things that was talked about. Just a little.
No, that's like rain jacket material.
That's polyester, folks. That's not denim. That's another thing. I don't see a gun, and you can say that there's a gun in there. I'm not going to go with that. That's all. That's just my opinion. That's all.
It's just so weird at this close of a distance at this point that he's not brandishing anything to order them down a hill. Like, so this is a guy just walking by, looking down, saying, "Get down a hill," and people are threatened.
I mean, he could say, "Hey, I got a gun in my pocket." Okay, sure. Yeah. Well,
see,
kids nowadays are smart, though. You know that they are. Even then, 6 years ago, they're smart. They're not stupid anymore. And okay, then I'm not saying the girls would have said, "Show it to me." Then you know what I mean. But I would imagine,
like Eddie said, there has to be this has to be a longer video. And where the hell the rest go?
It definitely is.
So where the hell's the rest?
They said that they felt that they have released enough to where if someone was going to be able to recognize his walk or his voice, they would be able to do so.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Because the walk, we're not even able to see the walk.
The gate's different, by the way. So that's another problem. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
you can't
they actually say don't even look at his face. Just look at his mannerisms and the way that he's walking. And then in the next breath, he says, remember, he's walking on uneven things. So like his walk is not the same. And it's like, well, then how the fuck am I supposed to recognize?
I mean,
what do you mean?
I said gate, not face. I didn't know if that came off his face. I'm sorry. But what I meant was the gate, which is his walk. You can't, she's right. You can't make that. It's a loop. So how the hell are you supposed to figure that out? You know what I mean?
I jump on every single one of those boards individually when I go across something like that. So I'd be skipping. You wouldn't know, my usual walk. So
I'd be crawling.
Who knows if he's not trying to step on a crack or whatever.
So again, they put this video out to help the community, help us identify this guy, and they don't give us enough to be helpful with. It's like, help me help you.
Yeah. Well, and I've heard people say like, I think it was Holman that was saying, well, there's things, said on that video that because apparently the family had been asking them to release more of the video. Mm-hmm. And he was asked, well, then why haven't you, after all these years, why haven't you, if that's what they want? And he was like, well, if it was me and I was the family member, there's some things on that video that I wouldn't necessarily want the public to hear. Well, I get that. But like, if you're just isolating stuff, like for instance, you're giving us a video and you're giving us audio, and they are not in sync with each other. So the audio does not come from the portion of the clip that you gave us. So it's already not together. So why not, if you're trying to isolate just the walk, why not mute it and give us just, you're welcome, Bubby. Why not just write it or mute it and give us a clip of him just walking if you don't want us to hear whatever is being said?
Exactly. Diego, well, after this, can you bring up those other pictures you had before that were in a clump? Because I'm trying to figure out if it's.
I want to say something about that. Bring that up.
The one that I just had up?
Yeah.
The two side by sides.
Are they saying that the one of the girl was taken on the same day?
The
one of, I don't know.
Of the guy on the bridge, there's two. It looks like two different contrasts.
Well, no, yeah. So the guy on the bridge, but then the picture of the girl that's further away was that taken on the same day?
Yes.
yeah,
within 10 minutes.
Okay, so same. Okay, so I'm gonna wait till they come back up then.
Hold on a minute here.
But what I want to say about the two side by sides of the bridge guy, it's clear that someone messed with like the settings of it. They're obviously not the same. Like maybe the contrast was messed with or whatever. I know that a lot of people are of the opinion that the thing on the hip is independent of itself in his outfit, like perhaps like a holster or a fanny pack. Like I know people say that.
Pack.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, it's, if you look at both of those photos, the brown of it looks the same as his hood. Like it looks to me like it's the hood of a shirt sticking out underneath the bottom. It's the same color as the hood, no matter which picture you're looking at. It looks the same color to me.
Sorry, Dago. I thought you just had them like right there.
No, I did, but I have everything downloaded and blah, blah, blah. So I have to go back. I'm sorry. They're all in different order. Sorry about that.
Oh, no, I don't know. I just didn't want to. I just wanted to see some of the picture of compared to the picture of her. One thing real quick.
Yeah, hold on.
Because I think it's going to
filter on
confirm
it
what
too.
I think and confirm what you what you think, Sloopy.
Sorry, guys. I wish it was like right there, but where the hell did it go now? I have so much.
And I have the alibi stuff up whenever you want to talk about it.
Absolutely.
If you can't find it, it's all good.
Well, I have other ones, but that I don't know why. It's like it disappeared now. I just had it pulled up and
I mean, even if it's just a single picture of the one with the little girl on the bridge and then the one with him, I just want to see, like Susie said, the contrast and one specific thing that I noticed wasn't there with his.
Of him? Just him?
Yeah, I mean, I went to see them side by side or one, each after another, just to kind of.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Let me go back and I can't remember what the hell and why. I'm not very as organized as I should be with these. Sorry. All right, hold on. Is this the one? Nope. A lot of them have the same like title. Almost. Like I said, I'm not as organized as I should be. So give me 1 second. I'm sorry.
You can do a hell of a lot more than I'm gonna be able to do, dude.
Well, I went nuts going and looking for stuff on this too. So that was the other thing. Is this the one?
And what was the weather that day?
It was 41 degrees.
It was in February.
And sunny.
Sunny, right?
I mean, you can see in the photo, if that's, correct, obviously, that it's... Okay, come on. Give me the damn...
So here's a couple questions to consider. Is it typical for Libby to video people like that? Does she make it a habit of videoing people that are just random people at a distance?
That's a good point.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why I said, like, why did she start videoing this guy? Like, what You know what I mean? Like, what made them feel threatened? Because by the video we see, it doesn't look like he's, he looks like he's chilling, walking with his head down.
How did I lose it?
Right. Are we supposed to be?
I mean,
go ahead, Sleuthie.
I'm under the impression that she was just videoing Abby, and that man happened to be in the background.
That's yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, help me out with what a Snapchat is. That's just a still, right? It's not a video.
What's a video? So you
No, it
like
can
I
be
can
a
take a
video.
video on
It's a video.
Snapchat,
Oh,
You can do video, yeah.
and then you can download it to your gallery. You can, but now when you send that video, if you make that video on Snapchat and don't save it, and you just send that directly to somebody, they can only view it like once for a certain amount of time that you choose. So it could be 2 seconds, 5 seconds, whatever.
But I'm looking at, like, if you look at the affidavits and stuff, it says, I don't know where everybody, I mean, I think everybody just imposed Snapchat into it. Like, I don't know that that's where this video was actually recorded from. Like, it says, investigators located Liberty German's iPhone 6S under her body, which, again, I don't understand the discrepancy there because the defense gave over crime scene photos and it was under Abby. Under her body at the scene, and were able to recover a video approximately 43 seconds in length captured at 2:13 p.m. on February 13th, 2017. And in my opinion, for you to get that exact thing that quickly and release that photo as if it was in your phone, your regular phone, it would be time stamped. I just personally, they don't specify Snapchat, and at the same time, if it was 43 seconds is odd for it to just, she either shut it off. Like, I don't know what happened. It didn't die. I don't guess, because Becky, her grandmother, said that there for a while when they were trying to call, it would ring and then go to voicemail, and then suddenly it just went straight to voicemail.
So then maybe it died. You know what I mean? I agree with that. There's the video of him, Willie. Okay.
Oh, okay. So there is I see it right there. The right. I didn't see that shadow on the. Picture.
Yeah. There's a shadow.
Okay.
That's the loop, though. You see that there's loop, right?
Yeah. So she's so hold on. Let me see his feet. So, I mean, it looks like this guy diverts from his straight path. See his left foot goes bang, bang.
It's kind of like a bit of a limp, right?
So he's no. It looks like his last step right there. It looks like he's starting to lean towards walking to his
towards
left.
the other side.
Yeah, like where she's filming. So like we were just talking, it's not like he walks straight ahead and this was the best shot of him. It looks like he's walking directly at the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Look at his pivot, his last pivot, bang.
Yeah, but like, you really can't see the damage to that bridge like this. Like, other people have walked it and you could look down and see how fucked up it is. You can't tell when you're looking at this. Yeah. Like, it might have been necessary is what I mean. There might have been a huge ass hole in the bridge right there. It's hard to tell.
Holes and broken boards.
What I mean, but it still caused him to come closer to her phone, which is going to give the public a better view of him. So like you guys said, to release this and then to release an extra word years later, how can you ask the public for actual help if you're not going to release, something of more value?
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense. Why? Like, that doesn't make sense in my head at all. Why? Like, why? You want the dude caught? Just who cares what you release? Who cares how many words you put in there?
That's not the problem. The dude is caught, according to them.
Well,
the
you know what
problem
I mean? Like, why not put? But back when they first didn't have him for a while, I thought.
Well, 5 years. Then they get this guy. Then everybody's okay with this guy, and then all this other stuff comes out. Now all of a sudden, it just doesn't seem right. You know what
I'm thinking about?
Nothing to link
while
into.
I'm looking at this.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, while I'm looking at this video, look how long his thighs are where his knees are, and then his
Mhm.
calves, but mainly his thigh. How long his thigh is from his hip down to his
Yeah.
knee.
Right.
I mean,
He's
that's
a
a
tall
long
guy.
leg. That's a long leg.
That's what I said. The guy's not. This person
No,
is
that's
not.
not that's not
5'4".
Richard Allen.
He is not 5'4". He is not 5'5". He's not 5'6". Whoever this person is closer to 6 foot 6'2", in my opinion. And that's what I
Yeah.
said. The one video that I had pulled up and showed last week, they had done measurements on this and said that whoever this is between 6'1" and 6'2", I think they said.
That's that probably. I think it's called like image analysis and detection or something, or image analysis and something. I hate that I don't know exactly what it is, but they post over and over and over, get like a lot of videos with different measurements. And then there's Steve. He does a lot of different things. He's made like templates, and he's actually physically gone there and measured different portions of the bridge
Right.
and stuff like that. Those are good too.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's where I figured out the whole height difference was. They even measured this little what the hell is it? The side of the bridge there. That
Yeah,
the board.
like the edge.
Exactly. They added that into the video, everything, and said, where's it at right here? They're now this video they were claiming that this is Ron Logan. This proves that it's Ron Logan. I'm not saying that's what it is, guys. All I'm saying is it's not Richard Allen. Okay. Because let me get to it and I'll show you again. Right here. This one I did have because I look at this a lot. Hold on a minute.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Bridge Guy, didn't do it. I'm just saying Bridge Guy ain't Richard Allen in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
You also have to keep in mind that they spent all that time up until arrest saying that the guy on the bridge is the person who killed them.
Yep.
They've now arrested this man who they say is the guy on the bridge, but he's not charged with physically having murdered them.
That's it. The way the charges are, that's right. That is right.
So
they didn't just come up. That's right.
So
they
yeah,
did
so
not
I
just
don't
come out
think
and blatantly charge him for murder like that. The whole thing is so weird. And that's what I was showing you too, Willie. You see how she was talking about how the bridge is all screwed up with divots and holes and broken boards.
Okay, so he might have just been avoiding.
Yeah, and look how narrow the bridge is too. That's another thing. So if they were coming at him with the bridge, two of them, then we have him. I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hold on a minute. I'm being told that there's another email, so let me grab that real quick. There it is.
All right, so you want to talk about this alibi stuff?
Yes, ma'am. I definitely do.
Before you do, and before I hop down, I'll leave you with a little bit of humor that I didn't even anticipate happening today. But Dago, you remember early in your show you asked, has anyone seen Michelle After Dark?
Yes.
So I responded in your chat. I said, yes, I've seen Michelle After Dark. And I wasn't even expecting the result of that, but I'll leave you with that thought.
I got it right away. Yeah, that's funny.
Good Lord, Eddie.
I didn't even see it coming.
It's good, buddy. It's good. I love it. Are you jumping down then?
Yeah, I'll jump down now.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump down too. Let her go over. I'm gonna go cook the kiddos some dinner. So, but I'll be in chat.
It sounds great. Thank you for joining me today, both of you, once again. And Sleuthy, I'm excited to hear this, though.
All right, guys.
Yeah, I'm just gonna read. Bye, Willie. I'm just gonna read some stuff. I can picture Eddie just sitting there like giggling at his phone when he thought of that.
That's exactly why I laughed, right?
So, like when we talk about the alibis of these other people, and I hear it a lot about the alibis being strong and solid, and part of the memorandum, they took up a lot of pages to explain the alibis and whatnot. So I'm just going to read a couple things. So for Elvis, it says Elvis's alibi for February 13th, 2017 was also probably flawed. State troopers who weren't part of Unified Command determined that Elvis's roommate concocted a story concerning Elvis's whereabouts on February 13th, 2017. This roommate is named Rod Abrams. Abrams told a story claiming on February 13th that he, Rod Abrams, Elvis Fields, and a man named Ned Smith were visiting a sick friend in Muncie. Unfortunately for Rod Abrams, this story conflicted with the story that Elvis told law enforcement as to Elvis's whereabouts on February 13th. These shady alibis were relayed to Unified Command. These shady alibis will be further explained in the body of the memorandum. Furthermore, then it talks about polygraph. Additionally, Westfall, so now we're talking about Patrick Westfall, provided a very weak alibi as to his whereabouts on February 13th, 2017. Westfall told law enforcement that Westfall, was at home the afternoon of Monday, February 13th. The defense is unaware of any search warrant that Liggett sought to enter Westfall's house or whether Unified Command instructed law enforcement to knock on a single neighbor's door to verify Westfall's alibi. And what's interesting about that is he was at home with his son, Nick. And when he interviews with that sleuth intuition, he says, they start talking about the alibi, and he says that his son was at school. So
Gotcha.
I don't know if maybe he didn't read this thoroughly or whatever, and then it says, I'm just looking up the word alibi in this. So
Gotcha.
one of the things they say is that Ferenczi, who's one of the people that was looking into it that was then killed, on December 12th, 2018, Tony Liggett received an email from law enforcement officer Greg Ferenczi. It is a very informative email concerning Brad Holder's supposed alibi and the investigation into whether Holder dumped his old phone and received a new phone number, and also whether Holder sold his vehicle after February 13th, 2017. I actually went through and I did find like February 28th, I think it was. It was the 26th or 28th. I think it was 28th.
Okay.
He didn't go into work. March 1st, he didn't go into work, and he did post a new vehicle. He did buy a new vehicle. So this includes questioning whether Holder's alibi about being at the gym should be further considered. So one of the things was Brad Holder posted at 2 a.m. So while the girls were still missing. He posted it. He posted on Facebook that he was at the gym and he was full of testosterone and energy, and he was working out at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
When they interviewed him in 2017, he said he got off work at some time between 2 and 4 and that he went to the gym. So he had gone to the gym and then at 2 a.m. went to the gym again. But it's one of those ones where even when no one's working, like I have a little key fob that I swipe at the door and it lets me in.
Right.
But I could give my key fob to anybody and anybody can go in.
That's right.
With my key fob. So they say, so one of the biggest things is Holder's alibi was not even close to fully vetted. This is what the defense is saying.
Mm-hmm.
An unclassified FBI report revealed the work or lack of work that law enforcement performed to check out Holder's alibi. This report was prepared on April 13th, 2017. In the report, Pulaski Sheriff's Department Deputy Frederick Rogers followed up at Liberty Landfill in attempt to verify the employment and the work schedule of Bradley Holder. Susan Case from Human Resources stated that Holder's time card showed that Holder clocked in at 4:55 a.m. and clocked out at 2:45 p.m. Chase also said, I think he means Case. Case also said that she would be the only person that would change/manipulate the electronic time card. Case further admitted that there was a security camera on site. Here is how Deputy Rogers memorialized that part of their conversation. Case advised Brad drives a junky red truck to work with a G on the front bumper. Case advised the security camera at the scales may have picked up his vehicle coming and going on that date. Case advised that Holder stays on property for his lunch break. The short report concludes with Case provided this officer a copy of the timesheet for this week showing Brad indeed had clocked in and out on February 13th and was still at work on today's date. And then there's a footnote that says, if Holder was the day the deputy showed up to vet Holder's alibi, it would have been a great time to interview Holder and those around him. You better skip them to determine to better determine if Holder was at work on Monday, February 13th. So, okay. They said, here's what we don't know about Holder's alibi at work. Number one, did someone clock in for Holder? There is nothing that Case said about the clocking in process that would prevent someone else from clocking in for Holder. Whether Holder was actually at work on February 13th, 2017, could have been better vetted by simply talking to Holder's workmates that would have been on the job site on February 13th to determine if they remember Brad Holder being present at work on February 13th. Number two is, did someone clock out for Holder? The same logic applies to this question. Perhaps Holder clocked in but then left early and asked one of his work buddies to clock out for him. It is unknown whether Odinites worked alongside Holder at the landfill, as it appears that Deputy Rogers did not or did very little investigative work on this very important topic of Holder's alibi, nor did anyone at Unified Command provide instructions for law enforcement to fully investigate every aspect of his alibi. Number three is, did Case actually watch the video? The report is so poorly written that it can't be determined whether Holder's distinctive vehicle could be seen on the video, or whether Case was merely claiming that, hey, if you want to watch a video from a camera placed near the scales, it may show Holder's truck going and coming. Did anyone in law enforcement watch the video? Even if Holder's truck was viewed on the video, was Holder the person driving the truck when it arrived? Was he the one driving the truck when it left? It's only 24.3 miles or 32 minutes from Buffalo, Indiana to Delphi. Even if Brad Holder actually clocked out at 2:45, he could have been in Delphi 4:3:15. If Holder left at noon and had a buddy clock him in. See, like, just the simple fact that all of these questions are here, if it had been fully vetted and solid, there wouldn't be these questions and you wouldn't be able to say shit. Like, it would be like, now you can't say shit because we did all this. So to not have done that, it just seems like you've caused your own problems. And with Elvis, so they go on to talk about Elvis's a little bit better. Elvis's purported alibi. Rod Abrams lied about where he and Elvis were on February 13th, and Rod Abrams's false alibi conflicted with the alibi that Elvis provided to police. It says Rod Abrams said that he, Elvis, and Ned Smith were in Muncie on that day visiting a sick friend at a hospital. Autobiographical memory must be in the water in Rushville, as Rod Abrams, when interviewed, was able to remember exactly where he was 562 days earlier. In addition to remembering that they were at the hospital in Muncie, Rod also stated that both he and Elvis had their phones with them. When told that law enforcement would check cell phone records to see if Rod was actually at the hospital in Muncie, Rod explained that, quote, hospitals cut cell reception on phones because they interfere with hospital equipment. So their phones probably would not show that they were at the hospital in Muncie. And then it says, in supplement number 542, Joyce Moffat interview provided in Discovery, handwritten notes presumably of law enforcement state the following, quote, Fields, Ned Smith, Rod Abrams, not in Muncie on 2/13/2017 at hospital. On February 13th, phone records apparently show that Elvis's phone stayed in the same place in Rushville from approximately 10:30 a.m. until approximately 7:30 p.m. And then they have a footnote that says the defense has not received any phone records yet, but are relying on page 1 of the Odin report for this information. As stated, Rod Abrams stated that Elvis had taken his phone to Muncie to visit the mystery friend at the hospital. However, phone records show that Elvis's phone was in Rushville during that time. And it goes on to say that essentially not only did it was it there that whole time, but he didn't even touch the phone. Like, the phone wasn't even touched from 10:30 a.m. until 7:30 p.m. Like, he wasn't sitting at the house on the phone.
Right. No, I got you.
So, I mean, it's like we can say that they were solid alibis just because they came up with one, but solid to me means you're not going to be able to call my alibi into question because I'm on camera clocking in at this time and clocking out at this time. I mean, that's even better than a clock in and out, because I've had people that would be willing to clock in and out for me at work. Or when you would like some of the system like ADP. I mean, I don't know what this is, but ADP, which is a lot of places use that for their payroll. They have a
That's who
mobile
my
time
wife
clock
has.
app. Like you can clock it on your phone. Yeah. So
Right.
I just, and obviously they weren't that solid, because I mean, Patrick was called in 2023. And he said he was interviewed the one day, and then he got called in like 2 weeks later. And at that one, he was leaving, and he realized his son Nick was there. So like they were then following up again with the kid he said he was home with. So it wasn't that solid. And the problem is now it's 6 years later. How are you going to solidify these alibis? And 6 years later, as opposed to if you
Absolutely.
had just done it back in 2017.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be a question to the jury.
I do agree. The defense hadn't received the phone records and had to get the info from the FBI, the Odin report. Right. Absolutely.
I also noticed in a spot that they had asked Brad Holder for Logan, which was Abby's boyfriend, Logan's phone, so that they could download the data from his phone.
Mm-hmm.
And they put it in the report that they had asked that, but apparently the defense still had not received whatever information was pulled from Logan's phone. So,
right.
Like even something as simple as seeing if Logan was in the area, like, you know what I mean? Like it's these little things. Like,
yes, ma'am. I do.
Had 6 years to like solidify all this stuff. What on earth?
100%.
Yeah,
Yes.
Johnny Messer, his girlfriend, saying that she borrowed her car and went up there and she thought it was Delphi, and it was right around Valentine's Day, and it come back with blood. Took her multiple times to wash the car. Then you have, on top of that, you have those recorded calls. She was recording his phone calls, and on the phone, it was played for law enforcement. They listened to him on the phone talk to somebody about kidnapping someone to shoot them in his house. And then there was a supplement that came out. Let me find it, where they bring up something else about search warrants that were obtained, maybe from Marion County. Supplemental, I think it's this one. No. I had everything named the way that it's supposed to be, but then I can't remember.
Take your time. Take your time.
This one's all about Turco. I feel like this is taking forever.
Excuse me.
Where the hell is it? There's one that was also filed that said it was talking about how search warrants were obtained, and they like heard a phone call. They got a phone call, something about phone calls where they heard them talking about killing somebody with a knife. I definitely have to find it. But my point is, I feel like these.
I know what you're talking about. I don't have it. I don't think.
These are just things that shouldn't even be debated. I mean,
Right. No, I agree. I agree. You're right. Definitely shouldn't be being stated. Generalized stuff. I'm trying to see. No, I don't have. The alibi stuff is it's just one more thank you, Jenny. Just more that doesn't make sense. You know, it doesn't add up. It doesn't fit in. It's ridiculous. Has News Nation and Court TV been pushing the Richard Allen is guilty narrative? Um, I don't really pay attention to News Nation with this case. I haven't at all. Court TV, I do follow a lot of what they cover with it, but I'm not going to say that they're per se pushing that narrative per se. Not like, which I know what why you're asking that, Eddie, because of what we went through with the other stuff. I don't think so. Not in my opinion, at least. But you know, I guess that some people may see it differently. I don't know. I don't think they have at all.
all right, I found it. It's in, so it says several search warrants signed. He's yelling at me because his TV won't work the proper way. Several search warrants signed by judges in Marion County pertaining to certain internet and phone records, including at least one unknown person who admitted to killing the girls, even providing details unknown to the general public of the crime scene, such as the fact that he used a knife in a way consistent with the manner of death, and also claiming that he used a gun but never fired it. So what do you take? What do you make of that?
That's quite interesting. I would say myself. Absolutely. That's that. There it is. There it is. Hold on a minute. Yeah, Court TV's covered all of it. That's true. So you saying that, Sleuthie? What is your what do you think?
I mean, they need to know, like, who that unknown person should not be an unknown person.
That's true. That is true. I agree. I do agree. I'm trying to find something in particular that goes along with that, but I can't.
And also keeping in mind that we don't know, like, we do know that their necks were cut, but we don't know if it was cut any particular way. We don't know if it was cut like, there are details of that that we could know that that's what happened, but there'd be more details about specifically that we wouldn't know unless we did it. You see what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like if they stopped and started at a different point at different points, or if it was in the shape of something, or things like that.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Where is that? Second. Falls alibi, right? I can't find it to save my life at this point.
What do you look for?
I had the alibi from Fields, Elvis Fields. It was a document, and I can't find anything today. This is insane. I need to learn how to be more organized. I was just gonna show it to like I said, a lot of people didn't see this. Oh, and she's gone. No worries. No worries, no worries. Okay. Uh, sorry, guys, I muted myself accidentally. There's the other person we were talking about, Elvis Fields. I don't know if everybody knew who he was or saw who he was. And there was that statement. Let me say something. I never had a vehicle at the time, for one, and it's slandering to how the blank can I how the blank can I be at that place piggyback on a turtle? How smart are some people? It's over 200 miles away. My turtle has a 4-barrel. It's illegal Indiana to slander, by the way. It also, I heard someone say, I don't care who it is, I hope it's someone, I'm just doing my job, slandering by illegal rights in the state of Indiana. Let's get this straight. Yeah, I have been baptized. He's saying baptized, I guess. Sorry. Thank you, Brandy. I'm a Christian all my life from the beginning. All this they were withholding information on him to the public. He it might to his wife. Others learns the facts. Okay. And again, that doesn't mean anything to me, but whatever. Thank you, Brandy. And my Jemima, I have not seen any of that stuff. My apologies. So I don't know what you're talking about with it. Sorry. I hope so. You know, I still have a lot of issues with the Elvis. Yeah, we're at 104 likes with the Elvis stuff. Hey, Willie. Welcome back, sir. The stuff that he said alone is enough for me, and they made no bit of a big deal about it. You know, he basically stated that he did stuff, and I'm sorry, but it should have been brought into, you know, the picture big time.
Yeah. Well, I just find it really crazy that they listen to him talk to his lawyers. I don't see how that's not gonna blow up in their face later on, even if he is convicted.
Okay, thank you, Salty. I see that. I'm not going to get into that right now, but thank you. I appreciate that. I'm sure. Oh, nothing. I was just responding to Salty, something she had sent me, and thank you. I appreciate that. Now, what were you saying?
What do you think of the? I found this app and shit, dude. I don't know how to do anything, so I like threw something together with like, you know, different letters and shit background. But I tried to use the Bama colors. Does that look all right? The logo.
The logo, yeah, it looks good.
All right.
Looks very good.
Like I said, you didn't have the computer and shit to do all that. I'm trying to do everything with just a phone, dude.
Oh, if that's all done on phone, it looks great, buddy. It does.
All right, cool. Thanks, man. I don't know if it looks off or if it even shows up yet. Um,
An unknown person has details unknown to the public about the crime scene. Ridiculous. Why is this person unknown? And why isn't the defense all over it? Great point. Great question.
yeah. Well, that's why I said it's just like the other case with the DNAs. You know.
Right.
I don't
Oh,
think they
yeah.
want to bring. I don't think they want to bring other, because that's more reasonable doubt. Like they don't want that. You know.
I can agree.
That's why they try to just shut up about it.
I definitely can agree. Are you taking off, Doodle?
Thanks, Eagle. Roll Tide.
Doodle, much love. Blah blah. That's, guys, just to remind you guys, I haven't said anything yet, but tonight I will be
6 o'clock, right?
Joining it should be 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Dinky, in my opinion, on his channel tonight. A little expose about yours truly, as he interviews me, and we talk about not true crime, but just about me myself. So it should be interesting. Anybody that wants, anybody that wants to know anything about me that you don't know, you'll probably find it out if you tune in over there tonight. So, guys, if we can, please let's drop Dinky's link. It'll be 10, 11 p.m. his time, but here in the U.S., it's going to be between 5, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it should be happening here relatively soon, folks.
Nice. I'm being there talking shit.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to bring it down here, but I appreciate that. I hope to see you
do
guys.
you, real quick before you go, do you believe in like spirits and ghosts and shit?
Well, I'm a paranormal investigator and a ghost hunter, my friend. So
are you?
I am licensed. Yes, sir.
So you, I mean, you know everything, that I've been through and stuff. But where I live, is like it's kind of like a what are these called? Like a townhouse apartment, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know whatever. Like I don't know what happened here. I don't know the history or anything like that. So yesterday, it was like dark, and my cat was just standing there like staring at the wall. And I just took out my phone. My daughter was next to me just to make like a funny video to like. I was just making fun of my cat for being weird, and it's only 42 seconds long. But at 38 seconds, dude, something comes flying across the screen. And I saw it on the screen, and I stopped and said something to my daughter, and that's where the video ends. And at first I thought it was a piece of dust because I sent it to somebody and then they slowed it down. But then when they slowed it like down, it's a perfect square. And that thing came shooting across the screen, and you could see it clear as day. And I don't know what the hell it could be, dude. Like there was no fan on, no vent on, no nothing.
Are you able to send it to me? Like email?
Yeah. So do you have an Android?
Yeah. You can just.
All right. Perfect.
Either way.
Yeah. Let me send to you real quick.
Here, let me give you my email address just because.
You can even bring it up on here because I want you to check it. It's only like 40 seconds long. It's not long.
Absolutely. There's my email.
Okay. Yeah. I think I emailed you.
You did.
Let me send it again.
No, that's okay.
There we go.
Thank you again, Brandy and Sherry, very much. I appreciate that. And anybody that has ever sent anything through any of that stuff, donated anything to the channel, any way, shape, or form, I absolutely, from my heart, appreciate you guys so very much for that. Just know that, please. But yeah, I actually love looking at this stuff. And guys, if you can, please subscribe to Dinky in My Opinions channel. Great stuff. Dinky's awesome. 1 second. This is my son's school calling again. I hope this is nothing new. I'll be right back.
Take your time. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, here we go. I hope it's not too big to send an email. I'm gonna cut it down. What are y'all doing in here? See Dago's ghost when he was live on here? Hell no, man. I'm messing around with that shit. I'm kind of dude. Listen, I didn't want to act scared in front of my kid, but like
Yeah,
something in
something
there.
happened that day, that's for sure. That was just my son's school saying that they did clear the school for sure. So, all right, let me see if you said you sent
Yeah.
it.
So in an email, since it's 42 seconds long, it says it's too large to send in an email. So I sent it to her grandmother on Messenger. So I wonder if I save it on Messenger if it'll be a smaller file. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how to make a file small? Like how do you email somebody a video that's 40 seconds long? What do you do?
I think you set up your email as if you're gonna send it, and then you attach it like the file from it. You know what I
Oh yeah,
mean?
no. Oh no. I know how to attach the file, but it's saying that the file is too large. Like it's too
Can you compress
large
it?
to put. Yeah, that's what I'm trying. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to
Probably the only
figure
thing I
out here.
can do is compress it.
I'm gonna try to send you this one here. Here we go.
Okay, go ahead. Let me check something here real quick while I'm sitting here.
All right, attach file. Go gallery. All right, so here's the one I just. Come on, go. Yes. All right. All right. You should have it. My cat likes to stare at the wall. Yo, my cat's weird. But like I was literally just making it because, I'm a single father, so I joke around a lot with my daughter and stuff. So I was just making a video just to make fun of my cat and like I don't know. And then I saw that shit fly across the screen. I'm like, what the And then my daughter was like, wait, is there a ghost in here? I'm like, no. Not at all. Trying not to talk too loud right now. There you go. Did you get in your email? Or are you on mute?
Yeah, I just now got it. I'm trying to download.
Oh, you got it?
Yep. 1 second.
So yeah, everybody don't make fun of me for the first
It's like a look.
37
Look
seconds.
at that. Look at that. Just standing there.
Can you bring it up?
There's none to make fun of, bro. I'm
just messing around.
Hold on a minute. You don't mind? You want me to put it up here?
Yeah, I don't care. It's only my cat on the screen.
Okay, hold on.
It's creepy as hell the way my cat turned around too.
Right.
We can't see her. I'm videoing this psycho. Look at that. Look at that. Just standing there. Look at her just standing there. Doesn't know what's going on. Hey, you. Hey. Oh, Jesus. What are you doing? What do you see? Oh, my God. Look at those eyes. What are you doing over there, dude? What are you looking at? Just standing there staring at the wall? Oh, are you protecting us? What the hell was that? Did you see that orb?
Did you see that thing, dude? Now it's going to be clearer. It's going to be clearer on your screen when you watch it.
Staring at the wall?
You'll see that 38.
Oh, are you protecting us?
Dang.
What was that? Did you see that orb?
Yep, I saw it. I can actually take this. I have a program and I can slow it down and clear it up and break it down, and I can take a look at it for sure. The eyes are killing me with the cat more than the orb, dude. Just telling you. That was a trip, and your little one, her laugh was killing me too. She was having a laugh.
Yeah, like I said, we just made it be a funny ass video, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh shit, no more. I'm not videoing no more.
Yeah, like first off, one of the things that I learned when I was doing the classes and stuff for this stuff is that animals and children see and hear things that we don't see and hear, supposedly. The reason why I started the group that me and my wife started long time ago was because I'm a skeptic with all this shit. I don't just go, oh, it's a ghost, but there's things that have happened to me while I've been live on here. Like literally, like something touched me right here and it was recorded. Somebody sent me the recording of it. I think Molly even still has it. I literally was sitting here and something touched me, and I thought it was my granddaughter's little fingers doing this.
Mhm.
I turned, there's nothing there, and I'm doing this. And just as I did that, Molly caught it, and you could see like
What the?
a break in the video. It was like real weird looking, like for a minute. It was
Like
so
like a
weird.
distortion?
Yeah, but it was you know, like you know how you know how you see like
See, the thing is I never I've only heard I heard noises when I was in 4th grade, but I never seen anything. Like, this is my first time ever like seeing or you know.
yeah, yeah. I've seen some stuff. Listen, I'm one of those guys that's like, oh no, it's all about energy. There's some kind of a magnetic breakdown, this and that, all the logical extras to everything. But then when you see things that you can't say that to, when you see things that don't match up to that, then I have to give in and say, okay, something's not right. I'm not going to say it's a ghost. I'm going to say I can't explain it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
My
like
dog.
I don't know what it is, but when I slow it down just on my phone with no equipment or anything, it's literally a perfect square. Like on your screen to everybody right now, it's a little more blurry than when you watch it yourself. But you'll see when you stop it at that point in time, it's a perfect freaking square, dude. And I thought, I thought pieces of dust are weird shapes.
Right.
What's up? Did you see? Did you see that orb?
It's at 38 where it's at.
Did you see that orb?
Oh, I'm not catching it back. Here we go.
It's before, yeah.
What the hell was that?
A little bit before that.
Right after. It's moving pretty quick. To slow it down.
What the hell was that?
Every time. Damn it. Let's try it here. There we go. Right there. Right there.
Yeah, it came flying.
Yeah,
up.
I'm gonna have to re-download this, break it down,
help
and
me.
slow it way down.
Dude, I don't want to live here anymore.
I've seen things that you wouldn't want to. If you're worried about an orb,
yeah, dude, I don't want none of that stuff, man. I don't mess with none of that stuff.
Did you notice? Watch this. Watch this real quick. Hold on. Watch this. Okay. Did you see your cat look down?
Yeah.
Watch.
Are you protecting us?
You saw your
What's
cat
she looking at?
How was that? Did you see that orb?
That happened simultaneously when the orb went through.
Videoing this
Okay.
look.
So what you're saying with the way my cat followed it?
I'll show you. Watch this again. All right, she looks down.
Are you protecting us?
She looks up, and then there goes the orb all at the same time.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
So can animals see stuff? So animals can see stuff we can't?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So can babies.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I'll send it to you, Molly, and you can do your thing with it too.
Molly does that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it looked like an orb that had some trails. And like I said, cats are quick. They see these things and sense things before we do too.
Yeah, well, it makes sense why cats are always going nuts.
Absolutely. Dogs are a little bit slower in some senses, but cats are like, boom, they're right on it. So absolutely.
Hell yeah, awesome. Thanks for helping me out, dude.
Anytime. If you get anything else, let me know. Like I said,
I didn't mean, I don't really go out and like look for stuff, but now that, I'm kind of convinced because of the shape of it. So I'll do a little more footage to see if I find something else.
Sure. And by the way, your little one is adorable, brother. You're lucky. She's
appreciate
adorable.
that, man. Yeah, she's my best friend, dude. So yeah, I'll hop down and I'll see you over at Dinky's.
Yes, sir. You
All right,
guys,
brother.
thanks again, bud. Appreciate
Thank you, man. Later.
And the rest of you guys, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Sleuthy, thank you for everything as always. I appreciate you. Salty, you as well. Everybody else in here, you guys are amazing. I absolutely adore you all. Appreciate everything you guys do. Always have, always will. You guys rock and roll. And don't forget, guys, to love yourselves and love each other. Don't change anything about yourselves because you are the beautiful people. And hopefully I will see you here very soon over at dinkies, in my opinion. Have a great one, folks. Much love to you. Bye-bye.